Tonight, the referee Ken Lazarek out of Winnipeg in his 11th season in the Canadian Football League. The kickoff. And we're underway. This is Ron Hopkins for the Stampeders. He finds a seam. Hopkins to the 50 and across midfield. He actually tripped over the yard line. Good start for the Stampeders.
Ronnie Hopkins leads the Canadian Football League this year in kickoff return, so it's not surprising he gets his club off to a good start. And, you know, when you're struggling, if you can take that opening kickoff, get great field position, boy, it gives the quarterback a big lift for that opening series.
A 48-yard return. Stampeders are first down inside BC territory at the 49. This is Tim Petros, and Petros slams his way inside the 40, a first down with a couple to spare. As Petros was stopped by number 4, Nelson Martin.
Down by Nelson Martin after a gain of close to 12 yards.
Make it a gain of 12.
Yeah, Tim Petros averaging 4.3 yards a carry coming into this ball game. Over the left side behind big Rob Smith and Tom Spallettini, and what a nice way to start off against that BC Lions. You know, you think Rick Johnson throw the ball on every down, maybe cross them up a little bit.
What a great beginning for the Stampeders. First down at the 37. And Petros had nowhere to go that time. Glenn Jackson, 37 for the Lions to make the stop. One change in that Lion linebacking core to point out tonight. Bernie Glear is starting in the middle for John Ulmer, who sprained his ankle last week against the Argos. They mark it a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for the Stampeders. Johnson will put it up. He has his man, Larry Willis, number 89. First down and out of bounds at the 21. Covering Keith Gooch. 16-yard pickup.
Back-to-back first downs for the Calgary Stampeders. And, you know, there's been some question. Was Rick Johnson's arm, has it healed from that arthroscopic surgery in the offseason? I think that time you saw a lot of zip on the football. That's a long way to throw that out. And let me point out that the Stampeders are traveling into a really stiff breeze here in the first quarter.
1st and 10 Stampeders. BC 21. Johnson under some pressure, flares it out, and Petros was the intended receiver. Konar, number 31, supplying the coverage. The new head man in Calgary, Larry Kuharek, 22nd head coach of the Stampeders.
You might remember Larry's father, Joe Kuharek, who was the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles at one point. In fact, Larry was an assistant coach under Joe Kapp at the University of Washington.
And Kuharek says this man is his #1 quarterback.
Yeah, you know, he made no mistake. He said, Rick Johnson is my main guy.
2nd and 10, Johnson gets some pressure. Oh, almost. Kirby Warren couldn't quite hang on. Gooch was close. Johnson upset.
Well, he's upset because he really wanted to do something big on that opening drive. But, you know, the one good thing that he did was there was no interception, no fumble, and at least they're going to have an opportunity for J.T. Hay to come out and attempt a field goal. That's been the biggest problem with the Stampeders this year, is turning over that football and when they've been in position to get some scoring points.
Well, they've got a shot at 3 with J.T. Hay. Stampeders into a 3-0 lead. It was an impressive march for the Calgary Stampeders. They were looking for 7. They come up with 3, but still the Stampeders moved the ball effectively from the opening kickoff. It has not been spectacular over the last couple of weeks, but you were going great guns at the start of the season.
I'm still 65%. That's not bad. I mean, if you were gambling on my picks, you'd be doing all right.
You'd still be a winner.
Sure.
All right.
No, you're right. It's funny, Donnie Matthews, in conversation with him yesterday, someone asked him, you know, do you feel it might affect your team coming in here with the coaching change of the Stampeders? He said, heck, I can't worry about their team. You know, my guys, you know, once you put the chin strap on and everything, you don't think about coaching changes. You got to just take care of yourself out there.
Last time the Stampeders changed coaches from Steve Barato to Bud Riley in '85, the Stampeders came out and beat the Lions 35-32. Joe Barnes had a big game. And at that stage of the '85 season, the Lions were unbeaten at 6-0. Stampeders kick off after the field goal. This is Larry Crawford. And he's near the 40. Stopped by Darcy Kopp, number 32. 49-yard kickoff, a 13-yard return for Crawford. Decent field position for the Lions.
A couple of changes in that Calgary defense for this game that they had a couple of weeks ago. Bruce Green, number 38, will start at the outside linebacking spot. There you see the numbers on Roy DeWalt. Very good in that interception to touchdown pass ratio.
He leads the league in most passing categories. Nowhere to go there.
Well, the BC Lions right off the bat try and run the football at the Stampeders. We mentioned off the top of the show the Stampeders, the worst in the league at giving up yards rushing. And not surprising, BC Lions with a 275-pound average across that offensive line. Calgary with a 245-pound average. They might try and run the football at them.
A gain of 1, this 2nd and 9. Lions just shy of their 40. Early movement, flags are down. Bruce Green.
Well, Bruce Green was in that backfield early, but we'll wait and see how they call it. Roy DeWalt was backing away from the center, so this would be an interesting call for the officials.
Ken Lazarick. First appearance of the night.
That's a good call.
Microphone didn't work. Procedure call against the BC Lions.
And he'll call it against number 9, Roy DeWalt. He did back away from number 55, Ian Sinclair, in center a little early.
Calgary obviously declining the penalty, so the Lions will kick it away. Now a big win behind Lou Pasaglia.
John, you know what I think is interesting? So far, there's only been one series by either club, but what had really been lacking for the Stampeders this year was just enthusiasm on the field.
Motion, right.
In the first offensive series, the first defensive series, you saw guys running around with some enthusiasm.
Good kick for Pasaglia. This is Richie Hall in the return. Hall near the 35.
That's Richie Hall on the return.
Brought down by Jamie Terrace, 23. 10-yard return, 49-yard punt for Lou Pasaglia.
First down, Stamps. At their own 34.
Johnson leads the Stampeder offense. Slot backs, Emmanuel Tolbert, Ron Wheeler. The running backs, Kirby Warren, Tim Petros. Kirby Warren.
Kirby Warren.
Stopped by Bernie Glare.
Brought down by Bernie Glare after a gain of close to 6 yards.
Bernie Glare, as John mentioned, is starting at the middle linebacking spot. He's in his 5th year from the University of British Columbia. Really a defensive back that they converted into a linebacker. Not the biggest guy, of course, on the field. Bernie only goes 6'2", 210. That's kind of small for middle linebacker, but they're hoping that that athletic ability that he has and the good speed will help him.
Stiff breeze facing Rick Johnson, gusting at times to 32 kilometers per hour. Out of the flat, he has his man, and a first down for the Calgary Stampeders, who continue to move the ball effectively. Konar putting the stop on Ron Wheeler.
Ronnie Wheeler, you know, the prototype tight end. Now, he's a big guy, 6'5", 230 pounds. Had 20 catches coming into this game, and he really fights for the football here. And, you know, that's what you have to have as a quarterback. A couple of receivers that are really working hard for you. Andre Francis can't do a better job covering him, but Ron Wheeler, with that height and size advantage, just takes it away, and another first down for the Stampeders.
7 yards for Wheeler. A first down for the Stampeders. Quick pitch for Kirby Warren. Tough running inside, but Warren close to 3 yards on the play.
Kirby Warren actually came to the Stampeders last year, spent about the last half of the season on their practice roster learning the offense, and now this year played a game against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers earlier, only had about 14 yards rushing, but this is his 2nd game. Not a very big guy, only 5'10", 185 pounds. They say straight away, very fast.
He is in the lineup because All-Canadian Gary Allen was not getting the job done. 2nd down, 7 to go. Johnson, time to throw. And overfires for Wheeler that time.
I'll tell you, Rick's making some tough throws to the outside into this breeze. You know, those are tough throws to complete.
Gotta like Rick Johnson. He's an enthusiastic young man who does say what's on his mind. It has gotten him in trouble a couple of times in Calgary, but very cooperative, likable guy.
John, he made no mistake this week when they made the coaching change. He said he was very pleased with it. And he said Larry Koharek has been my position coach, Larry Koharek being the offensive backs and receivers coach, that he was very happy Larry would be taking over and felt that the guys could really rally around him.
Injured Stampeders Tim Petros, and that's Pat Clayton attending to his needs.
You know, John, when we have a little break in the action, a very good friend of yours and mine in Toronto, Pat Marsden, has just taken a new position with radio station CFRB doing the afternoon sports reports. And Pat, from all of us, TSN, we'd like to congratulate you. I know it's going to be fun. You're working with your old partner there, Bill Stevenson, the sports director. I don't know what's going to go around that place with Stevenson, Crowder, and Marsden all under one roof.
Well, it'll be nice to have Pat back in the workforce because he'll be able to buy a round or two again.
Aha.
Glenn Harper across his 40. Larry Crawford on the run. Good return for Crawford, who spun around and found the 35 before he was brought down by Stu Laird, number 75.
Glenn Harper. Larry Crawford is 7 yards.
Stampeders scored first, and that's where it stands right now. Lots remaining in the opening quarter. 9 minutes left. It is Calgary by a new scoreboard at McMahon in Calgary in place for the Winter Games, the Olympics, with the opening ceremonies at this very center. We'll be there beginning February the 13th to the 88 Calgary Winter Olympic Games. Looks like a young Rick Johnson, the good-looking kid, blonde hair.
California blonde hair, boy.
BC first down from the 35. DeWalt fires quickly. Net Armour. Short of a first down. An 8-yard pickup.
John, that's the kind of offense you and I talked about off the top of the show, that they've really gone to a ball control style of offense with those quick passes to the outside guys.
The Canada Day score here, 40-15. There's our score right now. Back on July 1st, turnovers very costly to the Calgary Stampeders.
Oh, I'll say John Ulmer and Kevin Konar both had defensive touchdowns in that game, and turnovers, of course, the story of that Canada Day contest.
2nd and 2. Tough slugging for Ray Krause. But he might be very close to the first down. Lamont Jeffers makes the stop, number 95.
Stu Laird, number 75, who comes in on that short yardage defense for the Stampeders, got early penetration, and really, he was a guy that made that play. I do believe they've come up a little bit short.
8:13 to play in the first quarter. The Stampeders lead at 3-0. Third, less than a yard to go. The Lions go gunning for this one. From the 45. DeWalt straight ahead. He has the first down, no doubt about that. Wind favors the BC Lions in the first quarter. DeWalt hasn't put it up very often. Just one pass.
One pass to Net Armour for about 8 yards, and they really have changed that philosophy. You know, teams used to give Mervyn Fernandez so much room. When he caught a short pass, he'd make it into a big gainer. Really hasn't been the case this year. Sandusky with a few great plays, but
first down Lions from their 46. Green the tackle, number 38. Stu Laird shaken up on that last sequence. Not for long, he's going in.
Well, he didn't get much of a rest.
Out comes Sandy Armstrong, number 81. Armstrong, the starter. Laird listed as a backup to begin the game. 2nd and 7, BC. DeWalt will throw this down. Over the middle, first down. Roy DeWalt right on the money. Jeffers made the tackle on John Pankratz. 19 yards.
Well, although Lamont Jeffers is an excellent linebacker with great speed, it's still a tough matchup to put him one-on-one on a slot back, especially with the large field. And Pankratz gives him a little move to the inside. Good read and throw by Roy DeWalt, and he's completed his second pass of the football game.
Biggest gain of the night for the Lions. First down at the Calgary 42. DeWalt under some pressure. Releases. Krause. And Krause, a hard 6 yards, stopped by Larry Hogue. Boy, he had some kind of a football game against the Argos last week. 8 passes, 57 yards, carried 13 times for 53 more. But on one drive, Krause was the entire offense for BC.
The opening drive of the football game. Caught a few passes and scored on a 1-yard touchdown run, I believe.
They mark it at 2nd and 5. DeWalt to the far side. Pankratz has the first down. Richie Hall, 27, made the stop for Calgary.
Boy, awfully close to a pick play. He had Jim Sandusky out in front, who was really screening off Richie Hall as he was trying to fight through to John Pankratz. But when you only need 5 yards for a first down, you know, it's pretty tough to get there and make the play and keep him short. You see Sandusky, he's kind of shielding him off. Now, tell me that's not a pick.
I didn't tell you that. I couldn't tell you that. Lions with a first down at the Calgary 30. DeWalt has moved them effectively on this drive. Hopkins got his hands on it. The intended receiver, Jim Sandusky. No chance for the catch.
You know, teams this year are completing about 60% of their passes against this Calgary secondary. But I'll tell you one guy who has played well game in and game out has been number 15, Ronnie Hopkins, the cornerback. Got 3 interceptions on the year, but, you know, he read that pattern perfectly, stepped underneath Sandusky and almost had another one there.
DeWalt faces 2nd and 10 at the Calgary 31.
But, you know, 60% completion against the secondary. I mean, you're going to score some points against that group if they get time to throw.
DeWalt has completed 60% of his passes. And that one won't help the average. Tight coverage.
Net Armour
as DeWalt went for net armor. So far, not bad for Larry Kuharek in his first game as head man of the Calgary Stampeders. He leads it by 3. But Pasaglia is in looking to tie the score.
John, you know, we talked, when you get to this level, sometimes the only difference between winning and losing is some enthusiasm and emotion on the field. And if Larry can bring that, you know, he'll have established something that was not there previously.
Chip shot for Pasaglia. We are even with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the opening quarter. The Lions have 3, the Stampeders have 3. This is the CFL Game of the Week on TSN.
Right now, you know, she's hitting her forehand so hard and hitting good backhands. You know, she's the kind of girl right now that Chris Everett might have a little trouble with because Helen has nothing to lose, you know.
Absolutely nothing. And they'll have the home crowd.
And she can go out and just try and spank some winners against Chrissy, and I hope she plays well, and I hope it's a close match.
Be with us tomorrow for the Players' Challenge on TSN. We'll wish Helen well.
Tell you one thing, I'm going to watch that match.
3-3 Calgary. And the BC Lions, Pasaglia will kick off after his field goal. Squibbed this one along the ground. Taken by Ron Hopkins. And Hopkins brought down by the first man upfield, Alvis Satelli, former Stampeder.
Alvis Satelli is a backup linebacker with the BC Lions. Not starting tonight, but of course, as John mentioned, was with the Calgary Stampeders last year.
Rick Johnson takes the Stampeder offense with a first down at the 39-yard line. 4:04 to play in quarter 1. It's even at 3. Good fake. And he slipped it to Tolbert, who lost the football. And I believe Tolbert comes up with it again. It has not been a banner year for Emmanuel Tolbert. He has had some injury problems, but there seems to be more. Bird almost came up with the ball.
Well, Mel Bird made some kind of football play. You know, everything going the opposite way. You wonder why he stayed at home and read this thing, but for some reason it was something Mel Bird just felt it was coming, and he stayed there from his defensive back spot, made a super play in the backfield, almost comes up with a fumble recovery, but this is not the kind of spot you want to be in, second and long yardage into the wind.
Good job by Tolbert to get that football back. 2nd and 19. Johnson fires it out there, picked off. Andre Francis, and he'll score. 14th interception of the season. A gift from Rick Johnson to Andre Francis. A 49-yard touchdown return.
BC Lions touchdown.
Johnson upsetted himself over that one.
Well, he should be. Now, you can't tell whose mistake this is. Receiver goes inside. Johnson throws to the outside. Now, all I know is he's thrown 13 interceptions this year and only 4 TDs. You can't win with that kind of a ratio, and mix up or not, that's a free gift for the BC Lions. I mean, they made the whole year on this so far with all their defensive touchdowns, but that's an easy one for Andre Francis. 3rd interception of the year, 49 yards later. He's got BC's first touchdown in the football game. How many times have we seen BC do this year?
Keith Gooch was a hero last week with a turnover touchdown. The Sagley adds one more to the total. The flags are down. And the discussion continues. Still on the scoreboard, it reads 9-3 for the Lions leading the Calgary Stampeders, but the Stamps were offside. So the point count, 10-3.
Well, the BC Lion defensive secondary leads the CFL with 17 interceptions. They just added another one, that's 18. And, you know, in the plus-minus category, the takeaway giveaway category, which is so important as you look at an entire season of a football team, BC Lions are in first place with a plus 20. That means they've taken the ball away 20 more times than they've given it up, and that's outstanding.
Stampeders have 51 turnovers on the season now.
Well, they're, 51 turnovers in 8 games. I mean, and people say, how come they're losing? Well, that's the biggest reason right there. 23 interceptions, 11 fumbles, and 17 turnovers on down. To the 40. That was Wheeler on the return. Stopped by Kevin Dixon. TD, one more. Yeah, Andre Francis, he's playing with a broken bone in his wrist, too. He's got the cast on. Maybe that's why he juggled the football a little bit, but there was no pressure around him when he made that interception, and BC Lion defense once again does it.
First down.
They've had to do it this year. Total offense, the BC Lions are last, so the defense has really carried them. I don't know about that move there. I'm not sure about that one.
Johnson has a strike and a first down to Emmanuel Tolbert. We talked about Tolbert. He is 6th in Stampeder receiving this year. That was his 6th catch of the year.
15 yards on the way. No first down. Stamps in the midfield.
Well, E.T.'s a guy that they have to have working and humming in that offense, and Rick Johnson finds him on the sidelines. Nice catch, good pattern on Mel Bird, and now they're out to midfield and a little breathing space for Johnson. Boy, I know he'd like to get that one back in a hurry.
Tolbert over 1,000 yards receiving last year. First down, Stampeders right at the 55. Some movement, flags are down. Johnson may have a free one here. He fired it out of bounds. It looked like the Lions jumped. Walter Ballard. Williams move a little early too.
Got yourself covered now, John.
Ken Lazaruk's mic is not working, or hasn't been working effectively.
Offside.
You have to read lip, but you can follow the sign. It is offside.
Looks like number 79 to me, Walter Ballard.
First down, 5 to go. Stampeders at the Lion 50. 2:16 left in quarter one. It is BC leading 10-3. Some more early movement. Another flag.
That's Tim Petros, the ball carrier.
Petros stopped by Brett Williams.
Well, I suspect they'll take the carry here. It should be a first down and give Petros the 5 yards. That helps his average.
Brett Williams that time, I'm sure of it.
Offside, 71 BC, decline. First down, Calgary.
Lions offside, declined by the Stampeders. First down, Stamps.
Stamps first down, BC 45. Calgary marched effectively on the opening sequence. Good kickoff return, and they marched in for 3. Lions came back. Sagley had tied it at 3. And Francis the interception. Far side again, this is Jay Christensen. Christensen in front of Francis. His first catch of 1987.
Yeah, he had to wait 9 games for it, but Jay Christensen from the Okanagan Juniors making his first start tonight, as you read on your screen. And he only had 3 catches last year in kind of spot duty with the Stampeders, and Well, I guess he's glad to get that first one in now. He's a pretty good target, though. You know, he goes at 6 foot.
6'3", 190.
Yeah, 6'3", 190, so that's pretty good size.
2nd and 5. Stampeders come up short and lose the football. Konar has it, and it is a first down for the BC Lions. Kevin Konar, number 31, has another fumble recovery. It's his 3rd of the season.
Well,
And again,
yeah, there it is. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's why BC's in first place and Calgary's in last place. And Johnny, gets frustrating watching the Stampeders do this time after time. And we did a game in Toronto earlier this year, and they just kept shooting themselves in the foot every time they got into scoring position. And that time Kirby Warren coughs it up. Konar's there. I mean, that's an easy play, easy fumble recovery.
2nd turnover of the game. This is Ray Krause. Tough running. Krause very close to the first down on 2nd effort. Matt Finley, 37, brought him down.
Well, see, that's the thing about the Calgary Stampeder defense. There's Kevin Konar. You know, he's been around for 8 years. From UBC's telling everybody how he just fell on that ball. It was a pretty easy one. But the Calgary defensive front four average is only 245 pounds. That's pretty small. Once they get through there, those linebackers, Matt Finley, Bernie Morris, and Lamont Jeffers, they have to make a lot of plays.
2nd and 1, BC. Should have it this time as Krause gets across the 50 to almost the 51. It is a first down, Lions.
Gene Bellamo on stop after a 3-yard pickup.
Weak side.
First down.
Hey, on the back side, we ran that 645. I cut off the end, man. Came into me, and backer came around outside of me and made the tackle.
Kerry Elirenko explaining his side of things. Balatini beside him.
Well, that group's had some difficulty protecting the quarterback this year. Bob Foley in the middle, he really anchors that group down. He has to make all the changes at the line of scrimmage.
That offensive unit has allowed 37 sacks on the season. Another problem area for Calgary. Things a little quieter at the BC side of the field. The Lions in front by 7, 10-3 with 3 seconds remaining in quarter 1.
Tribute to the job that they've done defensively this year. They've been so tough creating opportunities for themselves, and all those turnovers. I mean, they keep adding up when you're putting turnovers on the board defensively. What a help that is to your football team.
Quick points. First down. Lions from the 50. Ned Armour can't hang on. A little low. Catchable football, though. Larry Hogue covering on Armour. A Grey Cup hero in 1985, if you recall. That's the end of quarter 1. The BC Lions in front of the Stampeders by a count of 10-3. Calgary scored first. The Lions have scored. 2nd and 10 situation for the Lions to start the second quarter. DeWalt looking long for Sandusky. He brings it in. Down to the 20-yard line in front of double coverage. Ron Hopkins with him all the way. A great catch by Sandusky. A 40-yard gain for the BC Lions.
Oh, what a great play he makes. And, you know, he had a super game last time they played here, 156 yards on 8 receptions. This time he just outfights Ronnie Hopkins for the football. Great timing to go up and over the top, and Sandusky is not a big man by any means, but he went up, fought for the football, and, you know, that's the difference maybe between these two teams. BC comes up with the big play, and Calgary just has not been able to do that. That's a great catch, and now you set yourself up for the big strike.
Sandusky's 40 yards puts the Lions with a first down at the Stampeder 20. DeWalt quickly over the middle. No catch. Fired that one hard for Villers, and Kevin Villers couldn't hang on.
The ball pass intended for Villers. 2nd and 10.
Stats after the opening quarter. The turnovers tell the story once more. First down, Stampeders had more yards passing and rushing for Calgary, but the one turnover, or the 2 turnovers, one for a touchdown. And it looks that way right now. 10-3, BC, 2nd and 10. For the Lions, at the Calgary 20. DeWalt can't find a man. Can they flag him, Leaf? Green Putting the pressure on Roy DeWalt.
Bruce Green with the pressure. The fans are booing. They want grounding called, but I think...
Well, there were no receivers in the vicinity. No penalty. So the big play to Sandusky will set up nothing more than a Lou Pasaglia field goal if he hits here. The ball will be spotted at the 27.
Is 27.
13-3, the Lions in front of the Calgary Stampeders. Pasaglia perfect on the night.
Well, and one big bomb to Jim Sandusky, the 40-yarder, set up a three-point play. And boy, the BC Lions, they can strike quickly. They just don't beat themselves.
Early in the second quarter, McMahon Stadium in Calgary, second meeting of the season for the Lions and the Stampeders.
John, when you keep track of what exactly do those turnovers mean, turnovers so far in this game already have meant all 10 of the points to the BC Lions, 3 on that Kevin Konar fumble recovery, and of course then the big 7 with Andre Francis. Well, was that not the story last week against the Toronto Argonauts, though? You know, the game was tight. You knew a turnover or something was going to decide it, and it was that Kevin Konar interception in the third quarter.
Of course, when you play a defense like the BC Lions, they do create turnovers. There's no doubt about that.
I think, you know, people say, well, how can they be so aggressive on defense and get away with it game after game? They've got great athletes, and their team speed is so good. That's the difference.
Another fumble. Stampeders have recovered.
46 yards on the kickoff by Pasaglia. Hopkins on the return.
Hopkins lost it.
Ball was fumbled and recovered by Green for the Stampeders at the 45.
Ronnie's moved pretty fast there, isn't he?
First down.
He
lost it in a big crowd.
Yeah, very, very fortunate that they were able to recover that ball.
Bruce Green came up with it for Calgary. It is a first down, Stampeders at the 45. Johnson has to get it going here. Steps up, flags are down, and that Stampeder backfield holding would be the indication. Now it's chopped loose. The Lions have recovered, and it'll be a BC football, quite likely, depending on the infraction in the backfield.
Well, if it's holding as we suspect it is, the BC Lions will have another turnover.
Lions recovered.
61, decline.
It is a first down for the Lions. Holding called against the Stampeders. Rick Johnson lost the football.
Recovered by Jackson.
It was Brett Williams, the toaster, number 71, who we really haven't heard a lot about since he came to the BC Lions, but he pursued, chased, and finally ran down Rick Johnson when he got near the sidelines. He just batted the ball loose, and BC Lions recovered. Here you can see, watch, he just bats that ball loose. It's hanging around, and I believe somebody just knocks it out of bounds. They retain possession. Another turnover, the third.
Glenn Jackson, I think, got to the football. Here's DeWalt on first down. Here's Sandusky with lots of room. Sandusky to the 25 and inside. Finally forced out by 3 Stampeders. Greg Peterson. A 30-yard pickup for Sandusky. That's 70 and 2 catches.
John, that's an interesting formation. They put everybody to the right side, run everybody right, roll out right, and then throw back one-on-one to Jim Sandusky. Now, he only catches that thing about 3 yards downfield, but he's got Ronnie Hopkins on an island one-on-one. He gets by him now. A 3-yard catch goes for a 30-yard gain. That's a good play.
From the 21, first down for Roy DeWalt in BC. DeWalt looks to the end zone and can't get it to net Armour. David McCarthy was with Armour. DeWalt looks a little upset.
Well, he is, you know, I'm sure that's one thing Roy DeWalt would really like to do tonight is get the big one into net Armour. He's the guy on the team that's got the blinding speed, and you know, coming into this game, he's got 21 receptions, but only a 13.5 yard average. Now that's not what net Armour should have for an average. He should be up around 19, 20, and I know Roy DeWalt would like to hit him with the big strike.
2nd and 10, BC at the Stampeder 21. DeWalt over the middle, no catch. Coverage by Peterson. Krause was the intended receiver. 13-3, BC. 11:51 till halftime.
Well, it's what happens when you get a little pressure on the quarterback. A couple of times now in this first half, the Stampeders have got through and been able to force DeWalt to throw the ball a little before he was ready to, and each time it's resulted in an incompletion.
Lou Pasaglia. Two for two. Would like to make it 3 for 3. Spotted at the 28, and he has another one. After another turnover, another 3 points for the BC Lions. It is 16 to 3. Lions leading the Stampeders early in the second quarter. The CFL, BC Lions have taken advantage of 3 turnovers and put points on the board with each one for a 16 to 3 advantage on the Calgary Stampeders.
There's Kevin Dixon, number 35, who's the backup running back tonight now that they lost Parker and John Henry White. They had to bring Kevin Dixon onto the roster. He's a big fella, 6'1", 235, and spent some time with the Richmond Raider Juniors, a year at Simon Fraser before he went to Walla Walla Junior College.
He's been around for a young guy in
Now, they tell me at Walla Walla that if you show up for all the football games and all the practices, they don't really care if you make it to class. You know, play your football.
Not the only college like that down there, I guess.
No, the football first, academics about 10th.
From the kickoff, Stampeders need a good return, get a not bad one. From Kirby Warren, number 25, he was stopped by Kevin Dixon, number 35 for BC. Good field position for the Stampeders and Rick Johnson.
There comes that big load, 6'1", 235, Kevin Dixon. And double team, watch this. Now, hey, that's great effort. You fight off 2 blockers, make the hit, make the tackle. That's why BC Lions are so good. You know, they play all phases of the game very well. Each guy has a contribution to that team.
Calgary first down at their own 43. Pressure on Johnson. Good catch. Jay Christensen. Andre Francis, a 16-yard pickup. Really not fair on Francis. Christensen is a big guy.
It's a good target, 6'3", 190, and Rick Johnson, this is good scheme. Get that rollout away from the pressure. He throws before the break, and I'll tell you, Christensen turns around and makes a nice catch. And that's the kind of effort they're going to have if they want to get back in the football game. You know, it's not a secret what they have to do. Stop turning the football over. Get a little offense going.
Stampeders first down, BC 51 after a 16-yard pickup. This is Tim Petros. Outstanding run for Petros, who powered his way out of the backfield before being forced out by Larry Crawford. A 23-yard pickup.
Gain of 23.
Well, John,
speed.
He showed some speed, and I'll tell you what, his running mate, number 25, Kirby Warren's only 5'10", 185 pounds, but he throws an outstanding block at the bottom of your screen here, right on Glenn Jackson. Right there. Now that seals off the inside. Another good block downfield by Larry Willis, and 23 yards later, back-to-back good offensive plays.
Inside the 30, Stampeders with a first down. Johnson airing it out for Willis. Stampeder fans were looking for a flag.
That's great defense by Andre Francis, number 14. You know, he just runs right on that outside hip of Larry Willis. And Francis has got so much speed. Willis can't outrun him in this situation, and that's just great defense.
2nd and 10. Stampeders at the 28.
Well, that's why he's playing that corner spot instead of Darnell Clash. Donnie Matthews said simply, Andre Francis was a better man-to-man cover guy. That's why we kept him.
Well, he already has a 49-yard touchdown on an interception return for his efforts tonight. Johnson on 2nd and 10. Petros stopped short of a first down near the 20. Nelson Martin, the Lions safety, makes the stop.
Well, I suspect this will be Larry Kaharick's first major decision as the new head coach of the Stampeders. He'll be a couple of yards short of a first down, trail 16-3. And he's telling Rick Johnson, go ahead and get it.
You like those gambling coaches. This is a tough call. That's a long 2 yards against a tough Lion defense.
Against a defense that gives up about 70 yards a game rushing, so they got their work cut out for them if they expect to get it on the ground.
Stampeders go gambling. Tim Petros has the first down. Yards to spare. Larry Kuharek is a genius.
Well, that's a great play. I'll tell you what, Tim Petros has impressed me not only tonight, but the whole season with his rushing abilities. 4.3 yards a carry. Now, he pretty much makes this on. Watch the cut right here. Gets hit, cuts to the outside. Now he can get his eyes up and look ahead. And, boy, that 23-yard gain and now a big play on a third down gamble.
A 13-yard pickup at his first down. Stampeders goal to go. Ball spotted at the 7. Petros is back, 5 rushes, 54 yards. He carried 9 times last week for 48 and a couple of touchdowns. Johnson to the end zone. Touchdown. No flags. Calgary right back in the ball game.
7 yards to Emmanuel
Tolbert has the touchdown. That was a combination that worked so effectively for Calgary last year.
Great read by Rick Johnson. Emmanuel Tolbert quickly gets inside Mel Bird, and Johnson lays it out in front for him. And boy, what a pretty drive. And the Stampeders really needed that at this stage of the game. They've given up 13 points on turnovers, but now to take that kickoff and come back down the field with some big plays by Tim Petros and finish it off with a nice 7-yard touchdown catch to Emmanuel Tolbert.
J.T. Hayes' convert is good, and the Calgary Stampeders close the gap. Good drive. 16-11, BC leading Calgary. An impressive scoring drive for the Calgary Stampeders to get right back in the ball game. A 7-yard toss to Emmanuel Tolbert tops things off. Tim Petros, a big part of the drive for Calgary. Petros carried 5 times in the football game for 54 yards so far. A couple of big runs on that drive.
But John, you know, it's not surprising to me. Tim Petros in a Vanier Cup win one year set a rushing record for that game with 267 yards, so he certainly can carry the football. In the Calgary scheme of things, though, he's been primarily the fullback. It doesn't get too many times to handle it, but tonight certainly made the best of his opportunities.
CIAU season just around the corner. Teams in the West open camp last week. Teams in the East will get underway this weekend. Vanier Cup coming up in November, and the defending champs are the UBC Thunderbirds. Kickoff after the touchdown rolls out. The wind is at the backs of the Calgary Stampeders. It really hasn't appeared to be much of a factor when we began the telecast. Northwest 15 gusting to 32.
Legal kickoff to Calgary.
And it has calmed down a little bit. Lions will ask Calgary to kick it one more time. 16-10, 8:42 to play till halftime.
It's nice to see that horse running. You know, I haven't seen that horse run too much this year. He's been a pretty lonely guy. But there he is, and had a good sprint up and down the field. Nice 220-yard dash. Hopefully he can, the Stampeder fans hope he can do that a little more tonight.
Ever found out what that horse is called?
I don't know, but when they used to walk down the middle of the field before the game, nobody wanted to run down and cover a kick.
J.T. Hay will tee it up at the 30-yard line. Richie Hall holding it in place because of the wind factor. Keeps it low this time. Shortstop catch from Mel Bird. Pretty good return out to the 45. Rob Smith led the tacklers for Calgary. 26 yards on the return.
Mel Bird on the return.
16-10, Lions leading the Stampeders. It was 16-3 moments ago. BC first down at the 46. DeWalt all day to throw and fired well off target. Jamie Terrace was the closest BC Lion to the pass.
Got some pressure late from number 81, Sandy Armstrong. And Sandy Armstrong, probably the biggest man on that defensive line at 6'2", 250 pounds. Formerly with the Montreal Alouettes, and now out here getting a chance to play on that front four with the Stampeders. But here it is, just as Roy DeWalt lets that football go, he's got Sandy Armstrong coming right up the middle. And for the Stampeders, if they really want to win this football game, a couple of things: tighten up, no more turnovers, get some pressure on defense.
DeWalt had time to throw. Nobody could get free. Bruce Green is the injured Stampeder. Several Stampeders out of the game for short periods during this evening at McMahon Stadium.
Roy DeWalt got off to a great start, you know, went 6 for 6, and now all of a sudden he finds himself 6 for 14, 108 yards, but he's kind of cooled out a little bit.
Some young fans enjoying the Stampeder matchup with the Lions tonight.
Looks like a pretty good crowd here tonight too, John. They want to come out and see if this team can play with a little more enthusiasm and grab their 3rd win of the season.
And the Stampeders started out with enthusiasm, then turnovers cost them the lead. DeWalt intended that one for Sandusky, well off target. David McCrory and Sandusky pretty well covered. DeWalt just missed the mark. 7:59 to play till halftime. It is the Lions by 6. Good game coming up in the CFL tomorrow night. Tiger Cats Argonauts really for 2nd place in the East in Toronto. Argos lead the Tiger Cats by a point.
It's always a big one. Those two teams lock horns. There you see Louis' average 42.1. In the Dome last week, he averaged over 45. I guess he likes kicking indoors. I don't blame him.
Into the wind this time. No yards. Taken by Larry Willis. Rick Moretto was too close.
No yards. BC number 16. First down, Calgary.
Every little bit helps when you're behind by 6.
Well, it sure does. You know, John, that's a big 15 yards now. You know, they're at the 35. Now they get up to the 50-yard line to start this drive. I think that makes a big difference.
Certainly does. The wind at their backs. The Stampeders scored the last touchdown. We'll see if they can make it 2 in a row when we return to McMahon Stadium, Calgary. TSN live from McMahon Stadium, Calgary. John Wells along with Lee Pedersen. Pretty good action so far. Stampeders worked well from the opening kickoff, then turned it over 3 times. BC Lions into a commanding 16-3 lead, but the Stampeders came back. An impressive march for Rick Johnson. Finished off with a touchdown toss to Emmanuel Tolbert.
Well, you know, there's usually a couple of areas in a game that you look back and you say, wow, was this the turning point? And, you know, 16-10, you may look back and say it was that key drive in the 2nd quarter when Calgary got themselves back into the game that turned it around for them. It was a 67-yard march, done very nicely. A big 3rd down gamble. Larry Kaharick deciding to go on a 3rd and 2. They made it with
that was key in the drive, no doubt about it.
Sure was. Tim Petros made a nice run, and then, of course, Emmanuel Tolbert with his 3rd touchdown of 1987.
Stampeders in good field position to begin this possession. Flags are down. And good room for Kirby Warren. Kevin Konar finally stopped Warren after a gain of up for the first down. Greg Stuman appeared to be getting a bit of an early start.
Offside. BC 45. Decline. First down, Calgary.
It was Stuman. Another look.
Nice draw play to Kirby Warren. Now, he's a little bit faster straight away than Gary Allen. He doesn't quite have the quickness in the cuts that Allen does. There you see he kind of stumbles up a little bit where Gary Allen might have been able to slash up through there. Nevertheless, a good offensive play.
7:07 to play till halftime. First down, Calgary. This is Tim Petros, and Petros has been outstanding tonight. He can't get all the way, but sufficient yardage to give the Stampeders a big play. Larry Crawford finally stopping Petros, but not before he got inside the 10-yard line. A 40-yard pickup for Petros, who has been quite a story for Calgary so far tonight.
Once again, watch the block of 25, Kirby Warren. He kicks out Andre Francis the corner, and it's sealed off to the inside, and Tim Petros is having himself some first half. And, you know, he can do it. We told you about his Vanier Cup record. He's a good guy running with the football. Another big 40-yard gain for the University of Calgary product.
First down, Stampeders. at the 10. And BC has been having difficulty with the cadence of Rick Johnson tonight. Now, is that a procedure call? It might well be. Lions have jumped a couple of times. They may get Johnson for procedure this time. Kerry Ilarenko might have moved a little quickly.
BC. First down.
Against the Lions.
Now first and 5.
Well, now he's able to change his voice. You know, he can do that at line of scrimmage. What he can't do is bob that head and try and induce the BC Lions to jump offside, but he can change his voice.
It is first and goal to go from the 5. For Johnson and the Stampeders, they trail by 6, 16-10. Johnson to the end zone. Interference. Christensen was interfered with. Andre Francis covering Christensen. No doubt about that one.
Well, it really wasn't. You know, he didn't have to either, although he doesn't know this. The ball was going to be overthrown, but, you know, that's a pretty good matchup.
Pass interference.
Jay Christensen,
Number
who's
14
6'3". Andre Francis, he's only 5'9", so in a bump and run alley-oop type situation, that's a good matchup right there. But he sticks the arm in and gives Christensen a bump, no doubt about that one. So they move it down to the 1-yard line now, and without having had to make an offensive play, they're down on the 1.
Give it to Petros. You've got 3 tries from the 1. Tim Petros has the Stampeder touchdown, his 4th touchdown of the season. He deserves the 6 points lead. He did an awful lot on that drive and the previous one for Calgary. Stampeders are back to even.
There's some enthusiasm on this team and in McMahon Stadium right now because Rick Johnson's taken the team down. The 2nd time in a row they've been able to march it down the field and score a touchdown. Tim Petros with his 4th touchdown rushing in 1987 for the Stampeders. And they're 1 point away from taking the lead.
Petros in his 4th season did not have a touchdown until this year. J.T. Hay keeps the consecutive convert streak alive and rolling at 321. He hasn't missed in 10 years. Most importantly, though, for the Stampeder fans, Calgary is back in the lead by a point, 17-16.
Well, and Tim Petros, what a night he's having. 7 carries, 95 yards, and 1 touchdown. Hey, look at the enthusiasm. You see, this is what's been lacking on this club.
A 67-yard scoring drive, followed up by a 61-yard drive. Penalties hurt the Lions on the last one in particular.
Well, nothing fancy about this. You know, follow big Mike Colombo and Kari Lirenko across that right side, and all they needed was 1 yard. Got it. There you see the emotion of Rick Johnson. Well, if they got him fired up, everybody else will follow suit with Rick Johnson. He's the heartbeat of this club, and you can see a little life in this team tonight.
Lions had a 16-3 lead at one point. The Stampeders have come back to lead it by 1. 5:40 to play till halftime. And at the half, we'll send you back to our control center in Toronto. Beck Rutter will hook up with the Argos wide receiver Darrell Smith, as well as feature on Chris Walby. Lions on the return to the 35. Bird stopped by Darcy Kopp. Well, the complexion of the football game has changed substantially in the 2nd quarter.
It really has. The turnovers kind of changed the flow of the game, and now Calgary's been able to recapture that with those 2 great drives they put together.
DeWalt and the BC Lions with a first down at the 35. Ray Krause.
But John, it's funny how fast the game can turn around, isn't it? You know, Roy DeWalt, we said 6 for 6. All of a sudden now, he finds himself 6 for 15 and struggling a bit on offense. There's the offensive line of the Stampeders again. And they're trying to get all those blocking assignments straightened out.
Well, whatever they tried in the last series worked quite well. 2nd and 7. DeWalt Escape. Looking long for Sandusky. What a great catch. Jim Sandusky in front of Ron Hopkins. The Lions have come up with a couple of big plays. Sandusky, receptions of 40, 30 yards, and 45 on that one.
Now these are the plays that really hurt because they have good penetration, they have good coverage downfield, but once Roy DeWalt breaks containment, he's had about 6 seconds now, and a guy like Sandusky, he can get open after 6 seconds, but that once again is another outstanding catch.
Sandusky really had the advantage. DeWalt, net armor on the far side. Loose football. Stampeders have it. Lamont Jeffers has come up with the first turnover going Calgary's way. That's something to cheer about at McMahon.
Lamont Jeffers. Stampeders take over first and 10.
Well, they really have changed the complexion of this game around in a hurry. BC Lions with a big play, and now they cough it up, and Lamont Jeffers, Johnny on the spot for that fumble recovery. Ned Armour taking the pass on that quick screen. Now he cuts it back inside where there's a heck of a lot of traffic, but Greg Peterson, number 24, scrapes the ball loose, and there's 95, Lamont Jeffers.
A Stampeder first down at the 29. Quickly to the outside. Intended for Tolbert. Keith Gooch got a hand on it. 3:59 the half. Stamps lead the Lions by 1 at 17-16. Turnovers cost Calgary 13 points. That one turnover hasn't cost the Lions anything yet.
Not yet.
2nd and 10 Calgary at the 29. For Petros. Too slow in developing. Petros grabbed a couple, but the Stampeders will kick it away. Brett Williams on Petros that time.
I think Donnie Matthews must be a little concerned. You know, we talked about earlier how the last time they made a coaching change here in Calgary, they went out and played these BC Lions, and Joe Barnes beat them in a very inspired game. And
Matthews said Barnes was unconscious in that game.
Well,
couldn't do anything wrong.
They're running into the same situation tonight. The Calgary Stampeders are playing very inspirational football.
Good punt for Harper. Lions try the reverse. Bird fumbles the ball. Lucky bounce right back to him. But they lose yardage. Good cover by the Lions. Hogue downfield to lead the tacklers.
And
Marshall Toner as well.
Marshall Toner, number 76, who was starting at a slot back earlier, now relegated to special team duty. And well, that's what I'm talking about, John. Here's a team that looks like night and day with the enthusiasm factor. BC Lions trying to strike with a little trick play here on the reverse, and Mel Bird gets a lucky bounce right back up to him. But Larry Hogue and Marshall Toner really just keep pursuing and fight off a block to make the play.
Lions lose 9 on the return and begin from the 20. 3 minutes even on the clock. Couldn't hang on.
That's a good hit by David McCrary, the corner, number 3, coming in on Ned Armour.
Be sure to stop by the Stampeders souvenir booths located on the concourse.
The Calgary Stampeders have come back in the second quarter to take the lead, but it's close all the way. Stampeders lead it 17-16.
In every car, there's a performance.
Wait 15 minutes, and it'll change.
Boy, they say it changes here in a hurry, but look at this, and I think this is an interesting thing to look at. BC dominating, of course, in the first quarter. Turnover 2 did that, and now Calgary storming back with 14 big points in the second quarter to take the lead.
Some pregame thoughts from Roy DeWalt on areas that might be exploitable in that Calgary Stampeder defense.
Calgary plays a pretty disciplined defense. They play quite a bit of zone. At least that's what they've been doing the last couple of games. So we're going to have to be patient and try to work the ball underneath and not try to take anything that's not there and force the football, especially that it's windy out here. We're going to have to be patient until we find out exactly what they're doing and then try to go from there.
Patience did not pay off that time. Vince Goldsmith through the sack. Roy DeWalt.
By Morrison in the backfield. Flag down.
But a flag is down. Did Vince get a quick start?
Offside, Calgary 78. Second down repeated.
That always helps with the sack totals.
Sure does when you can get in there a little extra with a little extra time. Well, Vince is the leader on this defense in sacks with 6 after 8 games in 1987. In fact, the entire defense, 26 sacks on the year, ranks them 3rd in the CFL. Vince, originally a Shenley Rookie of the Year with the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Had 19 sacks that rookie season, if I recall. DeWalt fired over the middle at the 35-yard line. Pancratz couldn't hang on.
Don Pancratz, the intended receiver on the play.
It'll be 3rd and 5 Lions.
Well, you can't fault the Calgary defense tonight. They played very well. You know, they have not played well in 1987, as we all know. In fact, given up a lot of yardage, ranked 7th in the league in total yardage given up as a defense. But tonight, cannot argue with the way they played.
They haven't allowed a touchdown. They've bent a little, but have not allowed a touchdown defensively.
You know, it's kind of the way the BC Lions have played all year, though. You know, the offense has not been that great, but they've relied on their defense to carry them, and that's been the case as well tonight.
Short kick for Pasaglia. Taken by Richie Hall. Hall took a couple of good hits, but he's in great field position for the Calgary Stampeders. Albus Satelli made the tackle.
Richie Hall gets 7
Good return of 7 yards, and it was a tough 7.
Brought down by Satelli.
2:26 to play till the half. Marshall Toner is the injured Stampeder, back of the play.
Going here or there, you know, I think DeWalt should go to a little play action. They had some success early running the football, and on first down, you know, a little play fake into Ray Krause and might freeze a linebacker and get a good situation out in the flat. We will see what they do when they get the ball the next time.
2 minutes, 26 seconds till the half. Stampeders will have a first down at the 45. Another reminder of our halftime show with Vic Rutter from our control center in Toronto. Marshall Toner is a little worse for wear at this point. Darrell Smith will hook up with Vic Rutter. 1st and 10, and a day in the life of Chris Walter.
Man, he's made some outstanding catches for those Argonauts this year.
Stampeders a good chance to pad their lead with a first down at the Lion 45. Why not give it to Tim Petros? He has been outstanding. Tim Petros is fired up, finally brought down by Andre Francis. And what can that offensive line be doing so much differently than it has been when it has been struggling?
Well, I think it's just a matter of enthusiasm. They're really playing well. They get a good block from Kari Lirenko closing down from his right tackle spot. Opens up a huge hole for Tim Petros. And oh boy, what a first half he has had. At 95 yards before that carry.
At 33. What's that figure out to quickly, Leaf?
128 looks like to me.
You're faster than Bob Layden. There's no doubt about that. But it's maybe more important to see it up here.
Well, especially when they just announced plans yesterday to announce a lottery by the Friends of the Stampeders, and they hope to raise a lot of money through that, so they need the support and enthusiasm of the entire city of Calgary.
1st and 10 Calgary at the 11. Kirby Warren stopped by Walter Ballard.
Brought down by Walter Ballard.
So far, it's been a pretty good start for Larry Kuharek.
Well, you know, he holds a marketing degree from Boston College, and
that may come in handy in Calgary.
I'll tell you what, he sold himself to the media yesterday in our conference with him. Very personable, answered every question honestly and openly, and seemed like a heck of a nice guy.
This is 2nd and 7. Stampeders at the BC 8-yard line. Johnson looks for 6. Looks too far. Intended that for Willis. Coverage from Gooch and Bird.
Now, Keith Gooch is a pretty tough corner to run that alley-oop against, because when he gets in that man-to-man bump and run situation, he likes to give that receiver a pretty good hit right off the line of scrimmage, and he did that time to Larry Willis, and Willis could never really recover and regroup. And
can you believe this? They're going for it. 3rd down
Well,
I don't know about this one.
I'm not so sure about this.
Take the 3.
Oh, yeah.
Johnson off target. They turn it over on downs. Johnson for Tolbert. He wasn't far off.
Pass on third down.
The Stampeders will cling to a narrow 1-point lead instead of calling on J.T. Hay.
Well, you know, it's sometimes better to be lucky than good. But, you know, third and 8 or 9. I mean, wow, that's too much. Double coverage on Emmanuel Tolbert inside with Mel Bird and Nelson Martin.
He might have gotten there if he hadn't taken the 2 bumps.
Well, you know, you hit a guy down there on the line of scrimmage on the goal line. Sometimes it's tough to recover. They did that to Larry Willis, but I really think Larry made a bit of a mistake not taking the 3 points.
Big pressure on the Stampeder defense now. Hold the Lions in. It is BC first down and another first down, courtesy of Krause. Stopped by Mitch Goldsmith.
Pick up of 14 yards. First down.
Looks like it might be it for Marshall Toner tonight.
You know, John, you only get so many chances in a game to get into scoring range, and honestly believe, you know, you take the sensible gambles, but that time really Larry Kaharick should have taken the 3 points.
Ray Krause once more, big opening once more, and another first down across the 35. 1:08 left till halftime. Richie Hall, a stop on Krause.
Pretty good block by the left guard, number 65, Gerald Roper, too. He pulls out and just really unloads, I believe, on Vince Goldsmith. A 14-yard gain by Ray Krause there. Pretty good blocking up front by those BC Lions. That offensive line says they get no respect. I don't know. They're a pretty good group.
Not much this time.
That's Krause.
Less than a minute to go, 52 seconds till a half.
Say one thing, John, it's been entertaining first half.
Good football. Some numbers for Mr. Krause on the night.
Second and 7.
Well, that's over 5 yards a carry. You can't ask for any more from your running back than that. He comes into this game averaging 4.5, so he's a little above that tonight.
Lions are 2nd and 6 from their own 40. Some early movement. No flags, though. Stamp got back on side. Oh, there is a flag, far side. First down, BC. Ned Armour on the receiving end of DeWalt's pass.
There's a flag down.
Might have been Beliveau moving quickly.
Offside, Calgary, declined. First down, BC.
First down for the Lions on a march. 35 seconds till halftime. Calgary by a point, 17-16. DeWalt is a patient quarterback. He's moved them well. Might get a shot at a field goal here. On the money. Pankrats couldn't hang on.
That's tough. You know, 24 seconds left. You're driving, trying to get yourself at field goal range, and that's when you really got to come up with the big catches. John Pankratz usually so reliable. That time not able to hang on.
24 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 10 to go, Lions at the 49. DeWalt to the near side. Sandusky. Another BC first down at the 35. Sandusky in front of Hopkins. He hasn't missed anything tonight, has he?
Well, he likes playing at McMahon Stadium, no doubt about that. On Canada Day back in July 1st, he had 8 catches for 156 yards and had a great day tonight already in the first half. Some big plays, 4 catches, 131 yards already.
Basaglia ready on the sidelines if he gets a chance. DeWalt needs another first down. First, he won't get it here. Lamont Jeffers, number 95 from behind.
Down to the backfield by Lamont.
Probably one of the quickest linebackers in the Canadian Football League. Lamont Jeffers runs the 40 around 4.6. His 2nd sack of the season, and I'll tell you, that's a big one.
First Stampeders sack of the night. First time they've made it through to Roy DeWalt.
Roy DeWalt fumbled the football. He's lucky, bounced right back up to him, but that might be the play that keeps them out of field goal range with only 8 seconds and counting.
2nd and a bunch. It is 2nd and 18. Lions right at midfield. 1 second left on the clock. Intercepted. Calgary Stampeders a chance down the sidelines. Hopkins forced out. Will that be the last play of the half? It looks like it should be. Stamps almost had another chance to kick that field goal. Entertaining first half of football, though. Stampeders came back from a 16-3 deficit to take the lead on the BC Lions. Lots more ahead. Right now, we'll send you back to Toronto and Vic Rauter. Made the catch.
Recovered by Bruce Green for the Stampeders.
Apparently it's Green recovering here. We'll show you another look.
Well, Roy DeWalt just dumps it off underneath the coverage. Now Bruce Green comes up, and you see him strip that ball loose. And he not only strips it, but I'm not sure if he was the one that made the recovery, but nevertheless, the Stampeders are evening up that turnover now 4-3 in favor still the BC Lions, but Calgary Stampeders getting a nice break early in the third quarter.
On first down, Johnson can't get it to Wheeler at the 55.
Ron Wheeler, the intended receiver.
Crawford covering on Wheeler.
Bruce Green spent some time with the Edmonton Eskimos. Could not make their football club game with the Stampeders. And he has played aggressively tonight from that linebacking spot. Wally Buono, the ex-Montreal Alouette fine linebacker, giving his group some instruction. He handles the defensive line and linebackers for the Calgary Stampeders.
2nd and 10, Calgary. 44. Johnson gets some pressure, has some room. Goes for the first down. Flags down. Larry Crawford. Likely the penalized player.
Well, Larry Crawford must have no fear, because when you take a shot at the opposing quarterback right in front of the opposing bench, you're taking a big chance.
Yes, sir, sorry, roughness. 28 BC. First down, Calgary.
You're going to see Rick Johnson gets a good block from Emmanuel Tolbert to get those few extra yards for the first down, and then really no reason for Larry Crawford to give him a shot here. He's out of bounds, and you know you're going to get flagged when you do that. That's kind of a dumb penalty. It's going to be another 15 yards after a big first down run by Rick Johnson. Really unnecessary.
Stampeders pick up 31 yards.
Good style of offense for the Stampeders. Go to that rollout, get Johnson outside the heavy pressure.
1st and 10, Calgary at the Lion 35. Calgary leads it by 1, 17-16. Early in the third. Petros. And they closed it up pretty well on him that time. Lion defense led by Glenn Jackson, 37.
Well, tonight with Tim Petros rushing for over 100 yards in the first half, that's his first time in his pro career that he's been over the 100-yard mark rushing.
Second down, 8 yards.
Add 2 more to the total. It is 2nd and 8. Stampeders, Lion 33. Johnson will throw. The Lions are coming. He's got room to the far side and room for a first down plus 10. Johnson stuck his head down and bowled away for another 5. A 21-yard pickup. Gotta like number 16 for the Stampeders.
Well, he's excited tonight, playing with enthusiasm. Larry Koharic said he's my main man for the rest of the year unless he gets hurt, and Johnson has played very inspired football. Going to that rollout, well, really not a rollout that time. He flushed out of the pocket, but 21 yards, and he tries to run over Keith Gooch. Yeah, he said, I'm going to give 150%, so is the rest of the team, and you can really see that.
1st and 10, Stampeders at the Lion 12. Johnson has them on the roll. This is Tim Petros, and Petros scores! Flag down. Petros' second touchdown of the game, but there is a flag down.
Holding, 88 Calgary.
Holding Calgary. They'll bring it back. Tough break.
Really was a tough break. Kirby Warren threw a great block. Now, I don't know who got called for holding, but we'll try and find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the
Yeah, Donnie Matthews looks concerned because he's really seen the momentum of this game shift around. They had it early, 16-3 lead. Now it's been all Stampeders since the second quarter.
But Johnson now faces a 1st and 20 at the 22. Konar is there. Johnson spun around and finally held. Clausen also getting through for the BC Lions. First sack for the Lions, but it was Konar who got there first.
Boy, it sure took them a long time, and I think that's a tribute to the offensive line of the Calgary Stampeders. They've done a much better job tonight, but also Rick Johnson. You see the mobility. He's been able to get away from that rush a number of times and make a good play out of a situation that could have been disastrous.
Stampeders lead it by a point. It is 2nd and 31. The ball at the BC 33.
John, I think they should be kind of conservative here and just try and make sure they stay in field goal range.
Flags again. Johnson going nowhere. Ballard that time, number 79 for the Lions.
Well, it looked like Emmanuel Tolbert on the far side jumped as well, so I don't know if they're going to call offsetting penalties. No question, Ballard came, but Emmanuel Tolbert way across the field. He was a step downfield a little bit early, too.
Referee Jim Lazarick.
Legal procedure, Calgary, offside, BC, stand, repeat it. Offside, Jerusalem!
You had it.
Yeah, they'll play the down over again. Both guys jumped from opposite sides of the field. Nobody really drew each other offside, so just get back to that point again. I think Rick Johnson, you know, you're 2nd and 31. You've got to say to yourself, I don't think the chances are very good of making this. So maybe complete a short pass, but the one thing is don't give the football up. Give yourself a chance to bring J.T. Hay out in the field.
Yeah, 12 or so yards here right now would be pretty good for the Stampeders. Get J.T. Hay in a little better field goal range. Johnson fired it into the turf, intending it for Tolbert.
Well, Rick kind of fell when he was throwing that football and had no zip on it whatsoever. Seemed like he stumbled just as he was about to release it. Nevertheless, they don't cough it up. They get a chance for J.T. Hay to come out and attempt a field goal.
10:16 left in the third quarter. J.T. Hay is in. Into the wind. He hasn't missed so far. Two for two. Perfect from the 40 to 50 yard range.
Well, that's
Wallaby spotted at the 41.
Very interesting graphic there.
This time he's wide. Lions give up a single.
He is now 2 for 3 from between the 40 and 50.
Having a pretty good year, though. Stampeders lead it by 2, 18-16. Calgary leading BC early in the third quarter.
Finding the right parts for your car can be a frustrating experience.
Have you got a facet for 75 Convoy?
I'll look out back. You know, I had a chance to watch the Canadian Mike Shadd, the big offensive lineman who plays for the Los Angeles Rams. He played a good game against the Denver Broncos over in England.
Apparently, he is showing the Rams a thing or two. Lions with a first down. CFL action on TSN. DeWalt. And Armour dropped it.
DeWalt's pass is intended for Armour. Second down.
That's not Roy's fault. He has struggled in the last quarter and a half, but you know, he threw a strike there, and you've got to start making those catches. They have to try and reestablish the momentum. You know, they had it, lost it, and now that offense has got to try and get something going. They've kind of struggled all year long. They'll move the ball not badly, but have not been able to score a great deal of points.
The offense does have some numbers, but they haven't been in the end zone as frequently as Don Matthews would like. 2nd and 10, DeWalt hit. There's a flag down. Stampeders chase it into the end zone. Goldsmith is there, touchdown. but there is a flag down. Might well be against the BC Lions. Goldsmith chased the bouncing ball all the way to the end zone.
Holding.
TD stands holding against the Lions. 24-16 Stampeders. Lee Patterson's picks of the week are out the window again.
Well, really makes no difference because this is exciting football if you're a Stampeder fan. Vince Goldsmith working on Big John Blaine. Now he just fights around. That's great individual effort. Strips the ball loose and bangs it once. Can't hang on, but he gets a nice Calgary bounce. What a play that is. You know, finally get a defensive touchdown. They played well tonight. They really deserve that break.
JT Hay. Hay keeps his record intact. The Calgary Stampeders showing new life and new emotion under new head coach Larry Kahart. Stampeders 25, Lions 16.
My buddy.
Big defensive effort for the Calgary Stampeders.
Well, turnovers the story tonight. They're even now 4 apiece, and the Calgary Stampeders finally getting some points on the board from their defense as Vince Goldsmith takes this into the end zone. Been in the league for 7 years. Originally started off with the Saskatchewan Roughriders in his Shenley year.
Little time in Toronto. Then out to Calgary. Goldsmith must have been wondering if that football was ever going to bounce into his hands.
He had a couple of shots.
Number 23, Jamie Terrace, started out as a guard in Western Ontario, now playing as a running back with the Lions.
I think Western prepared me well, especially in blocking, because I was playing guard in Western, and we do a lot of blocking as a fullback here in the Canadian Football League. But I think, you know, the players are so much bigger and stronger and faster, and that has been the biggest adjustment to adjust to the skill level, the basics and the mental aspects of all of them. I think just the quality of player that I'm meeting in the CFL is the big adjustment.
Melbourne on the kickoff return. Stopped by Richie Hall, number 27. Jamie Terrace, who you just heard from, pretty good special teams player with the Lions, asked me to pass along birthday wishes to his mom, Linda. And apparently, Mom's birthday is tomorrow. That'll save him the cost of a phone call. Happy birthday, Mom.
Well, that's a happy group of football players right there. You know, I've not a lot of things to cheer about this year, but now with a 25-16 lead, long way to go. But nevertheless, they're enjoying themselves.
From the 43, first down Lions. Ray Krause away from a couple of tacklers. Good effort by Ray Krause. He's close to the first down and should have been stopped back at the line of scrimmage, or at least could have been.
Well, there's Vince with the big touchdown, and seems kind of fitting. He's the club leader in sacks, that he's the one that should be the recipient of that touchdown. Great effort to get around John Blaine, and John Blaine is an all-star tackle, and Vince Goldsmith had a tough night working against him, but that time with his speed to the outside, strictly a speed rush, no power there, just got right around him.
Krause picked up the necessary for a first down. Lions at their own 52. Good fake by DeWalt. Time to throw. Sandusky, the intended receiver. And David McCrary almost had an interception.
Sandusky did a great job. You know, you always teach a receiver, if you can't catch the football, make sure that the defensive guy doesn't either. All of a sudden, Sandusky says, I can't get this one. I'm not going to let McCrary catch. That's a good play.
Lions got caught for tripping, I think. John Pankratz. Two minutes?
I don't know, tripping. You don't call that one too often. John must have been up against a guy a little bigger than he is.
Stampeders lead it 25-16. Few Lion fans up in Red Deer. It was pretty stormy up that way tonight. First and 20 to Waltz. And Krause couldn't make a play of it, washed out. Stampeder defense has played better tonight late.
They played a lot better tonight. You know, you take away the 13 points that the offense really coughed up, and you're looking at 25-3 here. So that defense has played very well.
7:53 left third quarter. McMahon Stadium in Calgary. TSN CFL Game of the Week. We hope you're enjoying the action tonight.
It's kind of funny, you know, we talked to Larry Kaharick, who had been the offensive back and receiver coach. We said, is there anything you want to change defensively? He says, I don't even know what the calls over are on defense.
So I guess he's not taking credit for the improved play of the defense, at least quite yet. Lions turn a big play. Pancratz on 2nd and 20. They convert to a first down. Gain of 24.
First down.
Lions inside the 45 of the Stampeders.
Well, that happens so often. You get a team 2nd and 20, and you sit back in a deep zone, and you kind of fall asleep, and they let Pancratz sneak in there and make a nice catch. That's a big first down for the BC Lions. They've been struggling. They needed a bit of a break, and maybe that's the catch that'll do it.
Ray Krause. Stampeders shut him down. Bernie Morrison led the tacklers. Number 72, the big veteran in the middle of the Stampeder defense. Doesn't feel like August here tonight.
Yeah.
Bring out the ski jackets.
Now, am I wrong, or is this supposed to be summer out here?
Well, they've had snow in every month of the year but August, I think, in Calgary.
Wow.
Not necessarily this year, but over the years. 2nd and 8. DeWalt under pressure. Slips it out. Lions come up with a first down. Krause. Now Richie Hall thinks he has a loose football, but it was whistled down.
What an alert play, though, by Roy DeWalt to get that ball off. Lamont Jeffers was in, and I mean, all over him. He just kind of flipped it ahead, and as he was going down, and you know, when you've been around as long as Roy DeWalt has, you're able to quickly think and do those things, make those reactionary plays.
Roy DeWalt, 8 years out of Texas Arlington. And they'll measure this one. It's that close. Stampeders 25, Lions 16, 6:06 left third quarter, and still a ways to go for BC. Donnie is not smiling tonight.
Just $6.60 apiece. Third and short.
Third down, less than a yard to go for DeWalt and the Lions at the Calgary 34. First down.
Well, Ronnie Hopkins is signaling that they stopped him, but pretty tough to stop Roy DeWalt when he's only got about a foot to go.
DeWalt gets the first down. 1 yard carry.
So the Lion drive continues. 5:44 to play. Third quarter. Calgary by 9. DeWalt for Armour, and good coverage by Larry Hogue.
And Larry Hogue, he was in his own coverage. He had the short flat. He just slid out underneath Jim Sandusky. Read it quickly. Going to be a quick out rather than Ned Armour, and Larry Hogue slid underneath, made a great play. He's back in the lineup tonight. Missed a few games. Daryl Toussaint was in replacing him, but he is back, and that's an outstanding defensive play.
Didn't get all of the football, just enough to.
Hey, as long as you knock that pill away, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
24-377 at McMahon tonight.
That's a good crowd.
Good crowd, and an enthusiastic one. DeWalt right on the money. Pancratz tried to grab it there. Lamont Jeffers, Ray Krause, the intended receiver. Pancratz thought he might have had it before it hit the ground, but no go.
Well, we talked about Bernie Morrison in our opening tonight, that he had a lot of work at that middle linebacking spot. That time he was able to slide in, put the hit on John Pancratz along with Lamont Jeffers, and it's a big hit. Brings Luke Pasaglia into the game on a field goal attempt, but BC looked like they were starting to reestablish some momentum and a big defensive play.
Pasaglia 6 for 8 in this range. Spotted on the 40. And Pasaglia is wide. Had a perfect night going till right then.
The ball concedes with a single point. 4:48 remaining in the third quarter.
4 minutes, 48 seconds left. Third quarter. Stampeders give up a point. 25-17. They lead the BC Lions. So that Stampeder defense has bent a little bit, but it hasn't broken often tonight.
Well, they played good football. Number 16 right there, he's the heartbeat, and he has really carried this club. And Rick Johnson is the main guy, of course, the all-Canadian quarterback last year, and if he could ever get a hot hand, you know, all they have to do is get past the Saskatchewan Roughriders to get a playoff spot, and they're only 1 point behind them.
Bernie Gleer, 5-year veteran out of UBC, getting a start tonight because John Ulmer sprained his ankle last week against the Argonauts. Gleer began as a slot back in college, played a little DB, and now he's right there in the middle of things.
Well, I saw Bernie in a Vanier Cup a number of years ago, and he was an all-star defensive back. You know, originally the Lions' first-round pick in 1982, but couldn't make the club. Went back to UBC, played a 5th year, got some more experience, and now came back. He's been with the Lions, as you said, John, 5 years, and getting a chance to play middle linebacker. 6'2", only 210, kind of small for that spot, but
Got the chalkboard out at the Lion bench now. Steve Barano, former Stampeder head coach.
Yeah, his name was sure kicked around this week after the firing. They said, you know, because it's the last time he was fired, and they went on to beat the BC Lions.
Larry Kuharek is the 4th Stampeder coach in 2.5 years. Why not give it to Tim Petros? Tough slugging that time. In the grasp of Glenn Jackson, number 37. Petros brought down after a gain of maybe a yard.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
How about Joe Kapp as an assistant coach in Calgary?
Sounds good to me.
We were talking about that yesterday. Kuharek worked with Kapp in California.
Well, he said he tried to call him on the phone the night before and was not able to reach Joe Kapp. What he was calling him about, we can only speculate, but
pressure on Rick Johnson. He's going down. Konar was there, number 31. But I think it was Stuman first, number 45.
Loss of 9 yards.
Greg Stuman, what a story he's been. You know, originally a linebacker, and Donnie Matthews never really considered him to be a pass-rushing defensive end, but his assistant coaches said, look, Donnie, I think we should give this guy a shot. He could maybe fill the gap for James Parker, who was out with a knee injury, and Matthews said, okay, you guys have coached him, you know him, and he's been in there, and that's his 10th sack of the season. I mean, he's been great.
Blocked. Harper's punt blocked, and the Lions have it near the 20. Nelson Martin got through.
When Harper's punt is blocked.
Harper had a couple of punts blocked one other game we did this season.
Yeah, he did. You know, you've got to know as a punter in that situation, BC's probably going to be coming. You've got to speed up your rhythm just a little bit. I mean, even if you get a 35 or 40-yard punt, I mean, you've got to get that thing off, and he can see it coming. Now, here's where you really have to speed up, and give BC credit. They do a good job coming right off the gut. Couldn't quite tell who it was. Number 10, Mel Bird, was in there for Nelson Martin, and they get a big break.
BC with a first down at the 18 of the Calgary Stampeders. Stamps lead it by 8, 25-17. DeWalt will try and take quick advantage here, but he's down. Good defensive play by the Stampeders. That was Harold Hallman. He missed last week. Back in form this week.
Harold Hallman's really changed around. He was a defensive tackle last year in his rookie season. Now he's moved to the defensive end spot, and at 240 pounds, it's a little undersized out there, but at speed and quickness allows him to get in and get the sack on Roy DeWalt. What a big defensive play that was.
A 12-yard loss, 2nd and 22. Lions at the Stampeder 30. DeWalt for net armor, well short of the first down. Lamont Jeffers on armor that time. So in comes Lou Pasaglia.
John, you have to give this Calgary defense a lot of credit. You know, that's the 2nd time in a row they've been able to stall a BC drive, and they bend but don't break. Lou Pasaglia once again into the ball game for a field goal. Missed his last attempt. pretty good in this
is his
race.
range. Almost every time, and that time included. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the third quarter. The Lions add to their total, but it is still Calgary by 5 at 25-20.
Check the Longhorns ad on page 25 program tonight. It's got the lucky Stampeders sticker on it. You've just won a $30 gift certificate.
We'll get together. The Stampeders' next game is Labor Day, so the Stamps have some time to regroup.
Well, that's good for a new head coach, too. He's going to be able to certainly evaluate a lot of things that he's saw and thought about over the first 9 games of the season. Now he's got a few weeks to get his club ready and maybe put any subtle changes into it that he wants to.
Stampeders first down at the 35. Tim Petros, and the Lions have solved him in the second half. Greg Stuman wrapped him up.
Well, Tim Petros has had all his success tonight really running to the outside. He's had some great blocks from Kirby Warren, that time up the middle. Pretty tough slugging against that BC Lion front four.
Joe Galat, the general manager of the Lions, asked me to mention a 5-game package which will guarantee seat holders the same seat for the Grey Cup game this year.
Now, that's a great deal.
Good deal. If you're interested out there in BC, 588-5466. 588-LION. Here's Petros. Has a head of steam, has a first down. Out to the 50.
Pass complete to Tim Petros.
Give Johnson some credit. He's mixing it up.
Now, this is great to see. You know, he's the hometown hero. Born in Calgary, went to the University of Calgary. Tim Petros. In fact, he works in his father's steakhouse. I mean, he's got a lot of friends here watching him play tonight.
Nick's Steakhouse in Calgary, right?
Having his best game as a professional, no question about it.
Into the final minute now, third quarter. Stamps lead it by 5. Stamps with a first down at their 49. Kirby Warren, maybe a yard. Bernie Glear, the tackle. That's Rick Warman, the backup. Warman started 3 games for the Stampeders. Has some rib problems right now, but still listed as the backup to Johnson tonight.
And I suspect he's going to stay that way unless something drastic happens throughout 1987, because Kaharick has, he made no bones about it. He said, Johnson is my guy. I like that, too. I think you've got to just say, hey, he's my man, and go with him.
On 2nd and 9, Johnson goes to the drop. Warren going nowhere. Stopped by Martin and Bernie Glear once more.
Pretty tough. Nelson Martin coming on the safety blitz, and when you run a draw, you don't have anybody designated to block the middle safety, so he just came through free, and pretty tough to run that play.
Stampeders will kick it away.
Okay, have a look at Nelson Martin. He's a pretty active safety, and he's coming on that safety blitz. Nobody there to block him. He's got a free shot at Kirby Warren. Gets a little help from middle linebacker Bernie Glear, but that's just one of those things, you know, you're right off. They had the right defense called. Nothing we can do about it.
Had the last one blocked. He'll be thinking about this one into the wind. And it's not long. Gets a bad bounce from Harper's point of view. But Harper touched the ball going out of bounds, and it is Calgary football. Harper came up.
Knocked out of bounds by Harper himself.
Short of the first down. A 5-yard punt. Stampeders lead it by 5.
Up the punter now. He's going to try and recover it. Now, if it touches Mel Bird here or any of the BC Lions, it is called a fumble, and then Harper knocks it. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, Mel Bird touches it. Harper then touches it. If it becomes a fumble, Harper's, he is not, he's okay. The punter doesn't have to give 5 yards. He's onside. That's no problem. So that's what it is. They, of course, didn't have enough yards to get the first down, but once Mel Bird touches it, becomes a fumble, Harper recovers the fumble.
Bird fumbled it, and Harper was the last man to touch it going out of bounds. Calgary football, first down, 55.
That's a lot of stuff on one play, isn't it?
Well, it's all right for the Stampeders. After Harper had his last punt block, that one only traveled 5 yards. With the bounce back. But as the fourth quarter begins, it is a first down Calgary. Johnson looks long for Wheeler. He can't get there. Mel Bird with Wheeler every step of the way. He's not hurt. He's upset. Third quarter stats. Net yards favoring the BC Lions at 288. But for once, Leaf, the turnovers not as bad in the Calgary column as they are in the Calgary opponents column.
Seems like every game we do, John, that's the story of the football game. Who has the least amount of turnovers is the team that wins it. Tonight, uncharacteristically, the BC Lions have coughed up the football.
This is 2nd and 10 Calgary, right at midfield. Stampeders with a win for the fourth quarter, and it's picking up. Whistle down, flags all over the place. Nice to hear the fans alive at McMahon in Calgary.
We've got the wave going here. 24,000, good crowd tonight.
Legal procedure, 88 Calgary.
Procedure call against Johnson. McMahon Stadium will be the site of the Winter Olympic Games opening and closing ceremonies. I wonder what the world would say to a wave on February 13th.
They might say, give it a rest.
Johnson's numbers, 85 yards, 1 IC, 1 TD. 2nd and 15 Calgary. Back at the 50. Here comes the pressure. Johnson is going down. Greg Stuman was there, but it was Clausen, number 90, who gets the sack. Unless they divide that one.
Well, Rick Johnson made the right move. He had no chance to get it into anybody downfield. There was just too many BC Lions covering Ron Wheeler and Emmanuel Tolbert, who were in the same area. And you know what? He did the smart thing. Eat the football and hope your punter can get you out of trouble with a good kick.
Loss of 17.
Glenn Harper, he better speed up his rhythm just a touch because they're coming after him.
Low snap. Harper just gets it away. Had the win. Not a great kick, but he gets a reasonable bounce. Crawford waits near the 20. He's lost a bundle already, but he gets back and turns it into a not bad return.
Pretty heavy hit going along that sideline.
Early in the fourth quarter, 13:31 to play. Stampeders lead it by 5. It is 25-20.
Play Walt Disney World.
Continue on the West Coast, this time against California. Blue Jays win today, so do the Tigers, so it's still the Tigers by a half game, right, Lee?
Great race.
It is.
I'll tell you what, Yankees.
It'll be a great September.
Sure will.
Late one tomorrow night, but it's from the West Coast, so
be nice
Friday
if they could
baseball.
grab about 6 out of 8 on this Western trip.
They need a little help from the Twins right now, and
well,
the Tigers meet this week.
Tigers beat the Twins 8-0 today. Not getting much help there. Ralph the Dogs, who's been a fixture here at McMahon Stadium for a number of years.
Cutest puppy in football. Lions first down at their own 34. They trail by 5. DeWalt far side. Kraus. Jeffers was there, and so was David McCrary. McCrary there first.
That's what we've talked about the BC Lions this year. They've been much more content to drop passes off to their running backs in previous years. This time, Ray Kraus out of the backfield. Roy DeWalt very content just to get it out to him and pick up 4 yards, 5 yards, and go with 2nd and 5.
Injured Stampeder is David McCrary, the left cornerback. 6th game of the Stampeders. 2 interceptions on the season. There's the busiest runner on the night, Tim Petros. Good first half for Petros. They've slowed him down coming out of the backfield as a runner. But he had 1 big catch for a first down, and he's added 3 receptions for 19 yards. Big night. McCrary seems to be all right. University of Tennessee in Chattanooga until this year. He's into business, fashion, merchandising, or at least that's what he took down in Tennessee. I don't know what that means. Does it mean you sell suits or what?
I think it might.
Little chilly here, but a good night for the fans, at least so far. 13:07 to play. Fourth quarter, DeWalt fires short. Kraus, the intended receiver, once more. So the Lions will turn it over on downs on 3rd and 6.
Every time Calgary's just come with that four-man rush, they haven't been able to get pressure on Roy DeWalt. That time, Bernie Morrison, middle linebacker, came. So now you got 5 guys rushing against 5. You got a better chance. They did a little loop. Bernie Morrison came free, and Roy DeWalt was forced to throw it before he was ready. Couldn't complete it, and Pasaglia has to come in and punt.
Into the wind.
You know, John, this will be really the test for the Calgary Stampeders, and if they can improve as a football club, they got a 5-point lead going in the fourth quarter, and if they can hang on, you know, then that shows some maturity.
Not deep. And it bounces back the other way again. Watch for Pasaglia. He's coming. Stampeders hang on. Richie Hall.
Well, now they got Ray Krause for no yards, and I don't know whether the officials will get together and have a little chat and say, now he was trying to get out of the way or not.
No yards.
No.
5.
They don't say that.
First down, Calgary.
They charge Kraus with no yards. Stampeders first down, and they'll tack on more.
Well, the line of scrimmage was originally the 34-yard line. Now Calgary will take over on the BC 29, so in fact they lost 5 yards on that whole exchange.
Excellent field position for the Stampeders. Lots of time remaining. 12 minutes, 29 seconds to go fourth quarter. It is Calgary by 5. Stampeders have had some breaks tonight, Lee. Tim Petros. Stopped by Greg Stuman.
Well, they haven't had any all year. It's about time they got a few.
That doesn't take anything away from their performance.
I don't know. I mean, enthusiasm can make up for a lot, and they've certainly had that tonight.
2nd and 7, Calgary. BC 26. Kirby Warren, and there's nowhere to go. Bernie Gleer, number 7, in to make the tackle. Good play.
Oh, what a super job by middle linebacker. You know, when he reads a running play and sees a guard pulling, if he can sneak in behind that pulling guard and run it back down from behind, you know, as a middle linebacker, you've done a tremendous job, and that's exactly what he does. The left guard, Tom Spallettini, pulls. There comes Bernie Gleer right in behind him, and that's a super play.
From this range, J.T. Hay good on 3 of 7.
Well, Calgary didn't have the right amount of football players in there. When you're going to kick a field goal, you cannot be a man short. You stand a great chance of getting it blocked. So they've had to call a timeout so they won't lose the 5 yards in this range. So that's the timeout for them.
Stampeders gambled in the first half on 3rd but 5. They had a shot at a field goal. Went for the first down.
But I'll correct myself. I thought he signaled timeout, but I guess they're just going to do a delay a game and
then
bring it
kick
5
it from
yards
a little
back.
farther. Hang on to your hat there, Lazarek. The referee, Ken Lazarek, out of Winnipeg, his 11th season in the CFL.
Delay a game. Number 2, Calgary. 3rd down, repeated.
So maybe JT would like this range a little bit better. He does. At least that's the way it shows in the season. Good on 2 of 3 from the 40 to 50-yard range. This time the ball will be spotted right on the 45. And he's good.
45 yards.
Maybe it was strategy. He had some problems 5 yards closer.
He didn't like 3 out of 7 and said, I'm better 2 out of 3. Move me back 5 yards, and it's a lead pipe cinch. I'm going to make it.
That's what it was, and there's your score. Stampeders by 8. Stampeders are alive and well. At least so far, they lead the BC Lions 28-20 under new head coach Larry Kuharich. And a reminder, our continuing coverage of the Players' Challenge quarterfinals tomorrow. Showtimes 1:30 and 6 o'clock Eastern. And one of the quarterfinal matchups, Canada's Helen Kelsey against Chris Evert, the #1 seed. Can Helen win, Lee? You watched the game closely.
Oh, I tell you, that's a tough order to say she can beat Chris Evert Lloyd, but I think she would go into the match saying to herself, I want to hit out at every ball I can, maybe try and hit some winners, unsettle Chris Evert, and you never know what can happen. It's a tough order to beat the #1 player.
Helen had some success today knocking out Claudia Kodakill. Lions need success now. DeWalt under pressure on 1st and 10. Terrace makes the catch, and he might have gained 6 inches. He was back to the line of scrimmage when he caught the football coming back to help out DeWalt. Stampeders a big second quarter, and Calgary outscoring BC 8-4 in the third. And 3-0 so far in the fourth for an 8-point lead.
It's been an entertaining football game. We've seen a shift of momentum 2 or 3 times already.
2nd and 9, DeWalt has a reception right at the 55. John Pankratz, clutch catches for BC tonight. Greg Peterson, the stop on Pankratz.
Well, they ran that same play 2 times in a row now. DeWalt couldn't get the Pankratz the last time because of the heavy pressure. This time a little better pass protection, and Pankratz finds that slot. Roy DeWalt reads it. He throws it early. Pankratz gets into that open area. That's a good catch.
Lions first down at their own 54. DeWalt fired low for Krause. Lamont Jeffers, he's been busy tonight, Leif.
Yeah, he's had a good night, and he's been in getting a couple sacks, been back on pass coverage, going one-on-one with some guys, that time on Ray Krause. And, you know, we talked about him being one of the faster linebackers in the league. Good size, 6'3", got the nice height and reach.
And good range because he's been all over the place tonight.
Oh, excellent.
9:49 to play, fourth quarter. Stu Laird shaken up again. He'll be back.
We're going to do the twist, and it goes like this.
2nd and 10 Lions at the 54. DeWalt over the middle. And Jeffers was back again. No catch. John Pankratz. Jeffers really got a long way back.
Knocked away by Lamont Jeffers. Third down, Lions.
Okay, we talked about Lamont Jeffers. Now here he lines up as an outside linebacker. They're running it just a drop-off zone here. Everybody's going back. Now watch the range he gets back into this area to make the play. Excellent speed by an outside linebacker. They're trying to hit John Pankratz once again over the middle, and now he sees that. They've just run that play a couple of times. He reacts to the football. That's super defensive play.
And it forces Lou Pasaglia to kick again. His average, not good tonight, but the wind is a factor.
You know, Jeffers said, you know, you can run that play a couple of times and fool us, but not 3 in a row.
Hallman is down, and I didn't see what happened, Lee.
I couldn't tell either, John.
Is he winded?
Tell you what, they're having a good time here at McMahon Stadium tonight. Stampeders, 28-20. 24,000 here having a good time watching their team.
That's encouraging to see, Leif. This team has not been without its turmoil and struggle over the last couple of years. But it's party time tonight. He'll be out dancing in the aisles. Pasaglia into the wind. Up, and it's coming back. Actually, a good kick for Pasaglia that time. Larry Willis on the return. Ian Sinclair led the Lion tacklers. 40-yard kick into the wind, and that's a good one.
Well, I'm sure if Larry Kaharick had a chat with Rick Johnson on the sidelines, he'd say, look, Rick, we got a little over 8 minutes to go. We lead by 8 points now.
That's not enough.
We're only at our 22-yard line. Like, if you can grind out a couple of first downs, then they'll maybe freelance a little bit. But look, we can't give anything up deep in our own territory. Worst thing we want to do out of this is punt.
Lions fake the blitz. Johnson is down. Ball is loose. And it looks like BC football. There's the turnover that could kill the Stampeders. But hang on.
Oh, BC had a great shot to make that recovery there. I couldn't quite see who it was. Might have been number 7, Bernie Glear, but are they ever lucky?
Signal that was a BC ball, but it's apparently Bob Foley coming up with a fumble return.
Well, you know, we just talk about don't take any chances. Rick Johnson tries to haul this ball in, not throw it, but it's knocked loose, and Bob Foley has a shot at it, but actually I think it ends up being...
Now Foley might have dived in and gotten it again on the second try. Great hands for a center. 2nd and 16. A scare for the Stampeders. They go to the draw, and that's going nowhere. Petros stopped by Glenn Jackson.
Oh, Glenn Jackson around 12 years from Simon Fraser University. But, you know, that's not so bad. You know, the worst thing you do now is get Glenn Harper into the ball game. Hope he can speed up that rhythm just a touch and get a good kickoff. Your defense has played well all night. You have to rely on them now.
The worst possible thing to the Stampeders almost happened, but Foley recovered the fumble.
Well, they're coming.
Oh, just got it away, but it's a great kick. Crawford at the 40. Good return, too. He's across the 50 and up to the 53. Stopped by Matt Finley, 37.
Glenn Harper must give Larry Kaharick heart failure every time he goes to kick that football because they are so close to blocking it once again.
54 yards that time, a 13-yard return for Crawford.
Well, when you get a 41-yard net there, that's pretty good.
Lots of time to go, though. 7:13 to play. The Stampeders lead it by 8. The Lions are first down at their own 53. And Roy DeWalder's chalked up 264 yards tonight. Nowhere to go for Kraus. Goldsmith.
Wrapped up by Vince Goldsmith.
Good play for Goldsmith.
Yeah, it really is. He slashed down on a slant from his defensive end spot and was able to knife in under the block and make the hit on Ray Kraus.
Third and one for prize, Moran, on page 24 of your program. Holder of program number 11366.
Mark Kraus at a gain of 2. This is 2nd and 8 at the 55.
11366.
Stampeders are coming. DeWalt unloads for Ray Kraus. He'll be stopped short of a first down. Richie Hall. Good play.
Well, I'm sure defensive coordinator Dan Daniel, that's exactly what he wants his team to do. If they're going to sit back on 2nd and 8 in the zone coverage, force BC Lions to throw the short pass to their running back out of the backfield, then come up and make the play. That's exactly what happened. And 5'6" Richie Hall, who's down on the field with a apparent ankle injury, came up, made the hit. The BC Lions have to punt the football.
Is he cramping up?
I don't think it's a cramp. Oh, it's too cold to cramp.
Hall read it perfectly. As there was first down written on that one without Richie Hall.
John, you know what a difference. Well, we see Richie Hall make a great play there on a 2nd down and 8 situation, but you know, Louis Pasagia's had a lot of punts tonight, and what a difference a week makes. You know, last week under the dome, 45.4 yard average on punts. Tonight, only 28 yard average. So
he's kicked a few into the wind here in the 4th quarter. Well, the party continues in Calgary. The Stampeders don't have this thing wrapped up for a long shot, but they have played with enthusiasm and lead the Lions by 8 with 6:15 in the 4th.
They're having a good time here. Why not? It's been a while since the Stampeders have won at home. Both their victories, of course, coming on the road this year. One in Ottawa and one in Saskatchewan. So they have not been able to cheer the Calgary Stampeders to a win yet.
Well, they'll still have to keep cheering for a while because 6 minutes, 15 seconds remain. That's an awful lot of time for Roy DeWalt and the BC Lions. I don't know if that's Howdy, the Olympic Bear, or not, but this will be the site of the opening ceremonies in February of 1988. TSN will be part of the Olympic coverage in Canada. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the town is ready to explode.
And of course, John, you'll be anchoring all the coverage. TSN will provide 7 hours a day. John Wells will be your host.
Looking forward to it, Lee. Good kick into the wind by Pasaglia. Not much of a return for the Stampeders on that one. Calgary back near the 22. A 38-yard kick for Pasaglia.
John, I suspect with all the yardage that Tim Petros has put together tonight, he'd like to sacrifice about 20 or 30 of it right now if they could grind out a few first downs and eat up some time on the clock and get themselves some better field position as they start at their own 22-yard line.
I think to win, the Stampeders need more points, too, though. A field goal might look nice up there on the Calgary side.
Oh, would it ever.
This is Kirby Warren. And Warren, a good run. He's short of the first down, but good effort.
The left guard, number 61, Tom Spallettini, just does an incredible job as he pulls out, comes around the corner. He cuts down 2 BC Lions on one block, and Kirby Warren's able to get 8 yards. 161, Tom Spallettini, former University of Calgary Dinosaur. He cuts down Glenn Jackson and I believe number 7, Bernie Gleer as well. And what a great effort that is. You know, you get down late stages of the ball game and you get your guys making plays like that.
Spallettini led the way for Warren. It is 2nd and 2. More movement from the BC Lions. Stampeders stopped short of a first down as flags fly in every direction.
BC's really had difficulty staying on side tonight. I bet you that's about the 4th or 5th.
I think they got Walter that time.
You know what? They're going to call procedure on the Stampeders. Somebody drew him outside. That is a tough penalty. With the mic not working from Ken Lazarek, can't tell who it was on, but when you're 2nd and 2 deep in your own territory and give up a 5-yard procedure penalty at this stage of the game, very difficult.
There's Greg Babber, the Calgary native, former Calgary Stampeder, University of Calgary star, the backup to Roy DeWalt. And he's warming up on the sidelines. Let's take another look at this infraction. Well, I don't know what Johnson could have done. The cost for Stampeders 5. It'll be 2nd and 7. Calgary at the 25. They lead it by 8. And 4 minutes, 53 seconds remain in the 4th. Almost intercepted. It might be intercepted. Jackson has turned it over.
Holding.
Johnson.
Decline. First down.
Jackson tipped it up in the air and came up with the football before it hit the ground. Another turnover hurts the Calgary Stampeders. 4:42 to play.
Well, he tried to get this into Larry Willis, the wide receiver. It really was a pretty good throw. He just didn't see Glenn Jackson with those big long arms come over, and what a great effort that is. Glenn hauls it in.
They're not hauling it in.
Well, they call it an interception. It's a great catch. It's his first of the year, and what a timely one for the 12-year man from Simon Fraser.
On the turnover, Lions 1st and 10, Calgary 32. Pressure on the Calgary defense now. Ray Krause has a gain of close to 7. Richie Hall will stop. Seamstress in Calgary is on strike. Krause doesn't have his number on the back, or his name on the back.
Name on the back. Why?
Second and 3. Lions at the 25. Stampeders lead by 8. The Lions threaten here. Krause has the first down. Stopped by Larry Hogue at last and Greg Peterson.
That's Greg Krause.
Well, Lamont Jeffers really had a great shot in the backfield to get Ray Krause. He could not make the play. BC Lions get a big first down. They're driving after that interception by Glenn Jackson. Looks like Jim Mills, the big left offensive tackle on the BC Lions, is injured on the play.
In his second year with the Lions, University of Hawaii, he'll be feeling the nip in the air here tonight.
Yeah, originally a protected player by the BC Lions and went to the NFL, now back. But there was Jeffers in the backfield that could not get the handle on Ray Krause to bring him down. Ray Krause is a tough back to bring down, over 200 pounds, strong, hard runner. Cannot tackle him with one arm, as Lamont Jeffers and Ronnie Hopkins found out. Dixon gets just enough of Ronnie Hopkins as Krause cuts it up to the inside.
Finally, it's left up to Peterson and Laird to drag him down.
The BC Lions at the 14-yard line. Once again, those turnovers, have created most of the situations tonight for both clubs.
3 minutes and 35 seconds remain. Calgary 28, BC 20. DeWalt and Vavra in conversation. DeWalt has only thrown 2 interceptions on the season coming into tonight's game.
Well, there you see the two clubs. BC 5-2 on the season. Calgary, of course, 2-6. Tells you their season. BC is first in team defense. Calgary not doing so well.
That's putting it mildly. But the defense has played well at McMahon tonight. Kuharek turn it around. Larry Kuharek in his first game as head man with the Stampeders. Told you earlier that he said Rick Johnson would be his #1 passer. He also said that Gary Allen was out of the lineup because he wasn't performing. And he also said it doesn't matter how you pronounce his name.
He said, call me Kuharek. Kuharek, just call me the head coach.
First and 10. This is Krause. Stopped at the 10 by Bernie Morrison. Gain him close to 5.
Pretty tough to run a draw play when you get down near the team's goal line. You get 9 times out of 10 a team's going to be blitzing and filling up those lanes that you try and run a draw through, but they picked up about 4 yards on that.
We approach the 3-minute warning. 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. This one has been close, except at one stage of the opening quarter when the Lions opened a 16-3 lead. The Stampeders come back and lead it now, but the Lions threaten to get even. Live at McMahon in Calgary, John Wells along with Lee Pedersen. TSN CFL Game of the Week has been a good one at McMahon tonight. We're going right down to the wire. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go, fourth quarter. What if the Lions put it in the end zone? Do you go for the 2 points to get even?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you don't get it, you're only 2 behind. A field goal still puts you ahead. I wonder if Larry Kuharek is thinking back to that 3rd down gamble with about 8 to go at the end of the second quarter when they could have kicked the field goal.
I don't think he's thinking about it right now.
No, he's not, but he may.
2nd and 5, Lions. Stampeder 10-yard line. DeWalt goes to the end zone. Has a first down. Larry Hogue bringing down Ray Krause.
Larry Hogue made tackle.
It is a first down. So the Lions will be first and goal to go at the 4. 2:51 to play, fourth quarter. Overtime is a possibility.
It's a distinct possibility tonight. Of course, the BC Lions still trail by 8. They have to get it in the end zone, do a few things. Donnie Matthews, Steve Barato trying to get Roy DeWalt to take a timeout.
Leif, there have been a lot of players shaken up tonight. Oh, here's the problem. Buis didn't have the right number, I suppose. No, he's hurt. A lot of players shaken up tonight. Buis wears a couple of numbers for the BC Lions, 69 and 72 if he's playing that end position.
And the short yardage team, that's right. You know, there's have been a lot of injuries, John, but it's been a hard-hitting game. You know, this press box here in Calgary is probably the highest press box in the league, and we have been able to hear the shoulder pads and the helmets hitting all night long. They really have been going at each other pretty hard. You know, from a purist standpoint, with all the turnovers this year, I believe 5 for each team, there has not been the best played game, but certainly an exciting game from a fan standpoint.
Buis had the wrong number on. So the Lions called a timeout to get him, change him from number 69 to 72. Short yardage team in for the Lions. It is first down, goal to go from the 4. Kraus, touchdown. Lions are within 2. No flags.
Well, that's pretty easy run into the end zone for Ray Kraus. Good block by number 35, Kevin Dixon. There, he just kicks out to the outside. Now, that's up to Ray Kraus to run over the last man, and he runs over number 27, Richie Hall, which is really not a contest here. Richie Hall at 5'6", 160. Ray Kraus outweighing him by a lot. You know, you usually have to run over one guy to get into the end zone in a goal line situation. Ray Kraus able to do that, but what a block by number 35, Kevin Dixon. 6'1", 235. Kicked out. Jamie Terrace, the injured BC Lion.
Ray Kraus on the night, 8 passes, 57 yards, and he has rushed 13 times for 53 more. Total that up quickly. 110.
Well, he had 121 last week against the Toronto Argonauts, 110 tonight.
And add a touchdown in there for Kraus. Here's the scoring drive. 32 yards in 5 plays. After the turnover, a 4-yard rush by Ray Kraus.
Wow, what a play that Glenn Jackson interception turns out to be now. It sets them up for a possible opportunity to tie this football game up at 28. But with 2:48 remaining, the Calgary Stampeders have the wind at their back.
But that would change in overtime, or at least they'd split the wind at their back in overtime for 2 5-minute periods after a 2-minute rest. However, the Lions have to get even. And lots of time remains for the Stampeders to get into field goal range and take the lead once more. It is 26 BC, 28 Calgary. The Lions' convert attempt coming up. And DeWalt is on the field, so they will go for 2 points.
Oh, absolutely. And they've elected to put the ball on the left hash mark, and that means Roy DeWalt is the right-handed quarterback. Has the wide side of the field to his strength. All the receivers to the right side as well.
Lions going for 2. DeWalt under some pressure. Can't get it away. Stampeders recover. Calgary. Vince Goldsmith. The defense has come up big for the Stampeders once more. Calgary hanging on to a 2-point lead. 2:48 remaining.
Oh, what a big play by that defense.
Had to do that. He might have a bad play.
Listen, he had to do it. I mean, they're only 2 points behind, but none of the backs in the backfield were left in for protection. From the shotgun, Vince Goldsmith came free, and boy, what the presence of mind when he flew through the air, went by DeWalt. He stuck the hand out, stripped the ball loose, and of course then the play is over. The Calgary Stampeders still hang on to that 2-point margin, 28-26.
That one has possibility to be play of the game. Goldsmith right there.
Well, he has the touchdown too on another strip ball, but the Calgary Stampeders are anticipating a short kickoff by the BC Lions. They send in what they call their hands team, fellows that are used to touching the football, but I'd be shocked if the BC Lions tried an onside kick with 2:48 remaining. I mean, with their defense, they can kick the ball deep downfield and have plenty of time to recover and still get Luke Pasaglia in range for a field goal.
Richie Hall Stampeders don't get a return, but they get excellent field position.
Don't quite understand that kick by Lou Pasaglia. You know, if you're not going to go the outside, drill it downfield deep against that kind of a return team that's in there. And he has given the Calgary Stampeders excellent field position now.
2:42 to play. Stampeders lead it by 2, 28-26 on the BC Lions. Thanks tonight to assistant coach of the Calgary Dinosaurs, Pete Logan, for spotting tonight. Dinosaurs under Peter Cannellan are going to be #1 this year, says Pete Logan.
Well, what's he supposed to say?
Well, I mean, they got a good club. First down, Calgary. To the 50 for Warren. Stopped by Glenn Jackson.
Rick Johnson should take all 20 seconds. Not a great deal of time, but try and use that clock to the best of his advantage. The BC Lions, of course, used their timeout on that last series when they scored on the touchdown by Ray Krause.
When they had to get Buis's sweater changed. 2nd and 8, Stampeders at their own 50. 2:25 to play. Calgary leads it by 2. Tim Petros, and he had nowhere to go. Kevin Konar led the Lion tacklers that time.
Well, no secret what the BC Lions are going to do on defense. Come with the blitz, try and create a turnover once again. And Kevin Konar, there you see him in the middle of your screen coming through untouched. And Tim Petros, no chance for him to break it on that draw play. And looked like the Calgary Stampeders very content just to make sure they hang on to the football and get Glenn Harper back into the game and try and pin BC deep in their own territory. Only one man will be back for the BC Lions, Larry Crawford. 11 people up front, possibly going for the block once again.
Petros injured. A lot of injuries. Nobody too seriously hurt tonight. Everybody has come back. Glenn Harper had 1 block that cost the Stampeders a field goal. There is Crawford. He's at his 10-yard line. Harper with the wind at his back, standing at the 35 of Calgary. Not a great kick for depth. It takes a Calgary bounce. Crawford has to wait. Lots of time for the Stampeders to get up and cover. Harper up to make the tackle. 57-yard kick. 1:57. Less than 2 minutes to go. BC has the ball.
Did you think there was a few anxious looks on Larry Koharik's face there with 1:57 remaining?
I think he was calmer at the beginning of the night. You're facing the veteran Roy DeWalt, who can move the team. No catch. Ned Armour couldn't hang on. 2nd and 10.
Incomplete, intended for Ned Armour.
Well, Ned's had a tough night. He's dropped a few passes on Roy DeWalt. Donnie Matthews certainly concerned on the sidelines. Roy DeWalt has a long way to go to get Lou Pasaglia in a position for a 3-point field goal attempt that could win the game for them, but Roy DeWalt's got his work cut out for him.
1:52 to play. 2nd and 10 Lions. Sandusky, the intended receiver. The Stampeders had it read well. Hopkins was there, and he had backup help from Greg Peterson, number 24, the safety.
Yeah, good range from Greg Peterson, the safety, to come all the way across and read that long bomb to Jim Sandusky. Good coverage by Ronnie Hopkins. He knows he's going to get help from the middle safety. That's why he lets Sandusky release to the inside and then just runs with him. Peterson over the top, and actually I think Ronnie Hopkins will tip that ball away.
On 3rd and 10, Pasaglia will now kick into the wind.
Sure, it was Hopkins. There was the hand go up there. That's a great play. You know, he's been one of the best corners in the Western Conference this year. Now, they're trying an onside punt.
If it's out of bounds, it'll be Calgary ball inside the 35. That was Vavra. In.
Kicks the ball out of bounds.
I don't quite understand the play. 18-yard kick.
18 yards.
Vavra lined up in the shotgun formation. It's tough enough kicking into the wind for the experienced punters.
Yeah, I don't quite figure that one either.
So the Stampeders with 1:42 to go. In good position now. And maybe a little pressure off the new head coach. Tim Petros. Stopped by Rick Clausen. 1:38 remaining. Stampeders by 2. 28-26.
Well, what a shot in the arm for the Stampeders, John, if they're able to hang on and win this game. You know, the town was really kind of down on the team, and you can really see the enthusiasm that these 24,000 fans here have had tonight at McMahon Stadium. And boy, if they can hang on, it might turn the corner for them.
It'll certainly help if they do, Leaf. Revive a little interest in Calgary. Johnson on 2nd and 6.
No question.
Oh, no. Christensen couldn't hang on.
Johnson intended for Jay Christensen.
Stampeders would like to have controlled the football a little longer, but now they'll kick it.
Andre Francis defending.
Well, John, we usually pick a star of the game by TSN every week, and there's no question about it in my mind. It has to be number 12, Tim Petros for the Calgary Stampeders. His great rushing efforts in the first half. Tim Petros, our TSN star of the game.
142 yards along the ground. Another 19 on 3 receptions for Petros.
You can see JT Hay 2 of 3 in this range. Kind of automatic for him.
That makes it a 5-point spread. And 1:10 remains. So the Lions have to march all the way for the touchdown.
Well, I guess so. Larry Kaharick will never have to worry about whether he made the right decision on that 3rd down gamble in the 2nd quarter. JT Hay, a happy kicker he's produced tonight for the Stampeders.
It's not quite over yet for Mr. Kaharick, though. He'll have to sweat out the next 1:10. And don't forget Roy DeWaltz is at quarterback for the Lions.
Oh, listen, there's plenty of time left. Don't go away.
No one open. DeWalt goes down at the 25. Stampeder defense has been a big factor tonight. Bellable that time. First time he's been through. 3rd sack for the Stamps.
And John, you give a lot of that credit on that sack to number 15, Ronnie Hopkins. He had one-on-one with Jim Sandusky. And look at DeWalt. He's pumping. He wants to get it into Sandusky, but Ronnie Hopkins is all over him. He can't throw it, has to take the sack, and Ron Hopkins has had himself some night.
A minute exactly remaining. Finally something to smile about for the Stampeders. This could be the last play of the game as far as BC threatening. DeWalt swings it out. And nowhere near the 1st down, so the Lions will have to gamble. Krause on the receiving end, 45 seconds left.
Don't ever count the BC Lions out. I don't care if it's 3rd and 10 now or 3rd and 9. You know, they've still got plenty of time, 45 seconds to go. And anytime you've got a veteran like Roy DeWalt, you know you've always got a shot at winning a football game in the last few seconds.
3rd down and 9 to go. Lions, their own 36. They trail it by 5. DeWalt has the 1st down at the 45.
Well, we're talking inches here, John. What
perfect pattern, though, Leaf.
Yeah, great catch by Ray Krause. You know, if there's been one star of the game offensively for them, well, Jim Sandusky's made some great catches, but Ray Krause has had 2 back-to-back great games.
So the Lions keep the drive alive at the 45 with a 1st down. 27 seconds on the clock. Stu Laird
conveniently is injured right now. Give that defense a bit of a rest.
He's had a complete breakdown tonight. I think he's been hauled off about 4 times.
He really has had a lot of attention, but you know, the Calgary Stampeder defense has been on the field a lot here in the 4th quarter, and I'm sure they're a pretty tired group.
Well, they're playing the twisting music again, and that's had the fans jumping a little bit tonight. A chilly night in Calgary. The mountain air, Leaf.
Hey, I'll be happy to get home to Toronto and that nice humid air down there.
Stubby Checker has been a big hit here tonight.
Well, it's kept me warm dancing to him.
First and 10 Lions, 27 seconds on the clock. It is the Stampeders leading by 5. DeWalt needs a touchdown to win this one. Out for Ray Krause. Another first down at the 55.
And now remember, they don't have any timeouts yet. They've used it already. It's 19 seconds. As soon as the official blows his whistle, time will start. So they really got to hustle and get up in that ball and not lose more than a second or two at the snap of the ball.
Time on the clock. 2nd and 1, actually. For Sandusky. Dragged down as he catches the ball near the 47.
Calgary would be happy to just keep him out in the middle of the field. Give him 10 yards on that, but keep that clock going. 10 seconds left. Roy DeWalt's got to think about maybe one more, then he's got to put it in the end zone.
From the 46, first down Lions. DeWalt bounces it, intending it for Ned Armour. And that spun off another 7 seconds. So this should be the last play of the game with 3 seconds on the clock.
John, great pressure up the middle from number 78, Vince Goldsmith, and he has had himself some game. You know, we talked about Tim Petros as our star of the game, but there's been a lot of others on that Calgary team tonight as well.
Some
Ronnie Hopkins.
Stars.
Oh, yeah, Ronnie Hopkins, Vince Goldsmith, Lamont Jeffers, they've all played well.
Beliveau down again. As mentioned earlier, nobody has been, at least from our vantage point, looked seriously injured tonight, but there have been a lot of Stampeders in particular who've been cramping up or something because they've come back within a play or two.
Well, there's Tim Petros on the sidelines in front of Ronnie Wheeler and Rocco Romano.
Be a good night at Nick's Steakhouse tonight.
I think the steaks might be on the house tonight.
Well, one last shot for the BC Lions. They are at the 46-yard line. 3 seconds on the clock. They need a touchdown to win it. DeWalt is firing into the wind.
Well, if BC goes on to lose this game, gives Edmonton a chance on Sunday afternoon to, if they win, to grab a share of first place in the West.
Last chance for the Lions. DeWalt completes the pass. Loose football. The Stampeders have recovered. That should be the old ball game. An enthusiastic victory for the Calgary Stampeders, who came out from the opening kickoff tonight, marched the ball effectively, had some turnover problems, but then they drove well in the third quarter and played a pretty good football game all night long.
Well, as they did a couple of years ago after a coaching change, they come back with a big, impressive win.
Larry Kuharek, a winner in his first start as a head coach. The Stampeders beat the Lions 31